Don't miss Comcast Light Up Night, the biggest party of the year.
As summer temperatures cool in western Pennsylvania, high school football heats up. The end of the regular season brings fierce rivalries. Neighboring communities gather for games that will determine bragging rights for generations to come. Then, it's on to the playoffs. The winners move forward, and the vanquished go home. It all leads to a shot at glory in the WPIAL Championships, where dreams become reality, and Western Pennsylvania legends are made. High school football on the CW, because now it matters.
Welcome to high school football on Pittsburgh CW. Tonight, the North Allegheny Tigers take on the Pine Richland Rams in what will be the biggest rematch of the 2019 season. Alongside former Penn Trafford and Pitt fullback Chris Schneider, I'm Jared Barton. Thank you for joining us this evening from Pine Richland Stadium. And man, you can feel the atmosphere here already amping up.
Oh, you can feel it behind us. We got heavyweights tonight. We got the big school classification. Winner knows they're going to Heinz Field. The loser, they're turning in their equipment. I can't wait to see this one.
Well, let's see how both teams got here to this point in the playoffs of the 6A bracket. Not many teams in the highest classification.
No, 6 teams qualify. Pine Richland fortunate enough to get a bye last week. North Allegheny, they beat Cannon McMillan. You can see the other side of the bracket with Central Catholic. They're taking on Mount Lebanon. Whoever wins this tonight will face one of those two.
Meanwhile, there's plenty of players to keep an eye on in this game, but let's take a look at our top 2 players from each team. Starting with North Allegheny's Precise Cologne, their two-way starter, specifically a running back.
Yeah, and he's been really good, over 1,000 yards this year and 10 touchdowns. He only plays roughly a half for the majority of the games this year because they blow teams out. They're going to need a big night from him. They're going to need it because they need to keep that high-powered Pine Richland offense on the sideline. The more he gets the football, the better it's going to be for North Allegheny.
Meanwhile, for Pine Richland, it's their second-year starting quarterback, Cole Spencer, who is putting up some monster numbers in the WPIAL.
Boy, as you said, monster numbers are right. 2,400 yards, 29 touchdowns. He's ran for 7 touchdowns. He's the trigger man of this high-powered, fast-tempo offense. Can't wait to see him perform in person here tonight.
Well, it's been a bitter rivalry between the Tigers and the Rams, and we're getting excited for it. Should be a good one here this evening from Pine Richland Stadium. It's all coming up next on Pittsburgh CW as we push to the WPIAL Championship.
This holiday season, make the most of your road home. Hurry in to receive a credit of up to $4,500 on select models now through December 2nd.
We've all been told that drugs might kill you.
It's been a message put in front of us from a young age.
However, every so often in Western PA, there are drugs that emerge which will kill you.
Not can,
Not might.
but will.
These deadly batches of drugs cause users to OD on a fraction of their normal use. If you,
a loved one,
A coworker,
Anybody is using.
Now is a critical time to get help.
Experience the power of Bowser. Visit Bowser's Chevrolet in Monroeville and Beaver Falls. Shop our huge selection of new and pre-owned cars. Save time and money. Put Bowser's Chevrolet to work for you. Get the best price on a new Chevy up front and guaranteed. Before you buy anywhere else, get to Bowser's Chevrolet in Monroeville and Beaver Falls.
Heinz Field, PNC Park, a rugged skyline. From our offices in Gateway Center, we see the heart of Pittsburgh. But even the strongest people in the most resilient cities sometimes have bad things happen. The attorneys at Bordas & Bordas understand this and are proud of the results we've obtained for our clients. But we're most proud that we get to fight for justice in this great city. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Proud partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The WPIAL playoffs on Pittsburgh CW are powered by Dunkin', the official coffee and donuts of the WPIAL. The WPIAL runs on Dunkin'. And by Beano's Original Deli Condiments. Also by the Power of Bowser family of dealerships, a proud sponsor of the WPIAL. Well, this is the second time in the past 3 years that North Allegheny and Pine Ridgeland have played in the WPIAL semifinals. In 2017, it was Phil Jerkovic putting on a show at Ambridge, throwing for 432 yards and 5 touchdowns as the Rams ended their rival season 1 game short of Heinz Field. Unfortunately, or rather fortunately for NA, today, Jerkovic is watching this game from South Bend, Indiana. Of course, a member of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, as we take a look at our coaches coming into this game, starting with Art Walker for North Allegheny, man who's been around a long time for the Tigers.
Yeah, and been very successful as a coach. He's taken North Allegheny 3 championships previously, 3 state championships, but having trouble getting past the semifinals here in the last couple of years.
Overall record for Art Walker at 207-59 in high school football. Then on the other side, it's Eric Kasparovich. You're very familiar with Eric.
Yeah. Eric, old roommate of mine, and he's done a wonderful job here at Pine Ridgeland since he's taken over. He's got a record of 5-3 against North Allegheny. Very successful, with that Jerkovic-led group. They won the WPIAL championship. Very successful coach here at PR.
Kasparovich in his 7th season for the Rams. Plenty of success, specifically over the last just 3 years. So we'll see if their offense can come back out once again. Again, these two teams, they played in the final week of the regular season. It was a 42-14 victory for Pine Ridgeland that night. And what went wrong for the Tigers in that first game?
Well, it was interesting because they got up 14-0 pretty quick, and then NA kind of clawed back into it and kind of settled the game in. And then, Pine Ridgeland scored right before the half, and then they came out in the second half and scored, and they extended that lead, and it was 28-14 and just kind of snowballed from at that point on.
Let's take a look at Chris's keys to the game. Chris?
Yeah, North Allegheny, they got to control the air traffic. In the first meeting, Cole Spencer and those receivers had their way with the secondary. Blown coverages. Some of these receivers got behind guys, so they got to control that air traffic. And for Pine Ridgeland, it's the pedal to the metal. That's the way they play here. Up-tempo, fast, spread the field, make you defend the whole field. And if they're able to get on track and get going like they did in the first game, it'll be a long night for those Tigers.
Now, North Allegheny's offense will be first on the field after the opening kickoff as both teams make their way out at Pine Ridgeland Stadium. Glad to have you along here on Pittsburgh CW. Once again, this is the 6A semifinal matchup between the Rams and the Tigers. Precise Cologne back deep to return for North Allegheny. I mentioned him as the player to watch earlier on.
And one of the things, I always like to talk about, and we didn't get a chance to, is just the special teams. You've got offense, defense, but the special teams will always play a crucial role in all these games.
The kickoff is a way to start this matchup. It's going to go to one of the up men and roll out of bounds. Touched by the Tigers, so there won't be any procedure penalty on this one. Instead,
special teams, little pooch kick, gets over the defender. One of the guys receiving up there, I don't think he was expecting the ball to be that short. Rolls out at the 15-yard line. Most importantly, though, no penalty on that special teams play.
There he is, Ben Petschke, the starting quarterback for North Allegheny. He's putting up a very impressive season as well. We talked a lot about Cole Spencer, but you can't forget about Petschke either in this contest. 1st and 10 for Petschke. The give up the middle to start this game. And it's going nowhere. Precise Cologne having some problems trying to get around that defensive line. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for North Allegheny, presented by the Power of Bowser. Petschke, the quarterback, as we mentioned. Cologne, the running back as well. Also have to watch out for Luke Kalela at wide receiver and Khalil Dinkins.
Yeah, Khalil Dinkins, they get him back. He didn't play in that first meeting.
Got to watch out for Jacob Lugg as well, the offensive tackle for the Tigers, headed to the next level. He'll be playing at Harvard next year. 2nd down, about 12 for North Allegheny. Petschke rolling to his left, having pressure. Good block on the offensive line to keep Petschke open, and he hits his man downfield. Fantastic pass and catch for North Allegheny, and the Tigers in business. It's Braden Prekop.
Yeah, and that's really a busted play. I mean, the defense for Pine Richland had it strung out, and Petschke turns into backyard football, and he's able to get around the edge. You see Miguel Jackson there, keeps his eyes downfield and delivers a strike for a big play and a first down here on this opening drive.
22-yard reception for Prekop from Ben Petschke. First down situation now for the Tigers. They're moving after a stalled run play on the first play from scrimmage. That was a decent pass.
Yeah, you got like the poise that he felt the pressure, but he was able to break containment. He kept his eyes downfield and delivered a strike.
Petschke calling an audible at the line. Sends a man in motion. Gives it to that man. It's Luke Colella trying to turn the corner, but he's brought down after just a short game of about 2. Take a look at the defensive lineups for Pine Richland, presented by the power of Bowser. And, man, their defensive line is somewhat a group that you really have to watch out for, led by Miguel Jackson. Also, Luke Miller and Josh Reschenberg, two big linebackers, big playmakers for Pine Richland. And then in the back, you have to watch out for Seth Boland and Caden Schweiger as well. Two very capable tacklers.
Yeah, and this defense played really well in that first meeting. They stuffed the run, and they forced North Allegheny's offense out of their comfort zone into 3rd and longs, and they were able to capitalize by playing just strong at the point of attack.
Second down and 7 for the Tigers. Their opening offense possession. Petschke. Play action pass looking deep. Has Colella, but it hits off of a defender's hands. It looked like it was going to be brought in by Colella initially. A great defensive play by Pine Richland to make sure that they weren't going to make that catch. It looks like Caden Schweiger had his hand in there.
Yeah, that was a post pattern by Colella. It looks like he got behind the secondary. The ball was there. Coverage was there as well. Unable to come down with it, but North Allegheny aggressive here on this opening series. They're not just going to run between the tackles. They've got to try to loosen up that front 7 and that secondary by throwing the football a little bit. If they can hit some of those big plays, then that will open up some running lanes for Precise Cologne.
Petschke and company lining up for a 3rd down and 7 here on this opening drive. 2 wide receivers split, make it 3 with Colella in motion. Petschke rolls to his right, looking deep once more. Khalil Dinkins is there, and he pulls it in. What a catch by Khalil Dinkins.
Big play for the North Allegheny Tigers, and the coverage was there. Levi Wentz was there. This became just a jump ball situation, and Dinkins at 6'4" goes up and he makes a play for his quarterback. Just what they needed here on this opening drive. At 3rd and 7 there, they convert, get into Pine Richland territory. Petschke delivers a nice ball. Dinkins goes up, makes the play over top of Levi Wentz, and the Tigers are in business.
33-yard reception for Khalil Dinkins, who came into the game with just 12 receptions on the season, making a big impact on this opening drive. Petschke takes the snap. He'll keep it himself this time off the left tackle, busting his way toward the first down marker. He'll come up just short, but it's still a great gain on first down. Let's send it back down to our 3rd man on the broadcast. It's KDKA's Josh Taylor. Josh.
Jared, both coaches from North Allegheny and Pine Richland agree the last time around it was missed opportunities for North Allegheny. North Allegheny coach Art Walker Jr. said they had opportunities even when they came back and tied the game, but they just didn't make enough plays to stay in it. On the other side, Pine Richland head coach Eric Kasparovich says he feels the same way, but he also says this North Allegheny team is talented and dangerous enough to make it different this time around. Guys?
Thanks, Josh. A 2nd and 2 situation for the Tigers here on their opening possession. Petschke's going to keep it himself after faking the handoff. He loses the ball. It's loose in the backfield, picked up by Caden Schweiger. And the Rams will get a return on this as well. What a change of events on the first drive.
Wow, this North Allegheny Tiger offense was moving the football, and they had a good game. They had picked up the first down only to cough it up, and you can see Pine Richland pounces on the football. This is going to be a 10-yard gain right here. Gets upended on the tackle by Chance Boyd, knocks the football away, and you said Schweiger, Johnny on the spot, picks it up, returns it out towards about the 15-20-yard line, and sudden change just like that. A promising drive thwarted by a turnover.
A group effort by the Pine Richland Ram defense. You mentioned Chance Boyd causing the fumble, Caden Schweiger picking it up and making the play, giving possession to the Rams. And there's Cole Spencer. We talked about him as a player to watch at the top of this broadcast. Really a magnificent season in his 2nd year as the starter. We'll start this offensive possession with a run up the middle, handled by Luke Meckler. Take a look at the Pine Ridgeland starting lineups for offense, powered by the power of Bowser. Cole Spencer, Luke Meckler, we mentioned them in the backfield. Going to watch out for their wide receivers as well. Day Johnson and Eli Yoakum, two guys who can make big plays.
Yeah, big weapons for this offense. Second
down and short situation, and the passes brought in, no problem for Pine Ridgeland. Jeremiah Hazley pulling in the catch to move the chains. And we'll take a look at the North Allegheny starting defense. Sam Sheridan, number 10, at the defensive end spot. Got to watch out for Ben Grafton as well, one of the better nose tackles in the WPIL. Plenty of defensive weapons for North Allegheny to try to battle here against Pine Ridgeland. On first down, it's going to be a roll and a throw from Cole Spencer. That's going to go out of bounds. He had some pressure coming from the defensive line.
Yeah, well, the Pine Ridgeland offense, they come out and pick up a quick first down. Here they are, 1st and 10, and then there was only a 3-man rush, and they were able to get some pressure. And that's one thing that he didn't have in the first meeting. You didn't see a lot of pressure on Cole Spencer. One of the keys to getting a quarterback out of rhythm, and just obviously Cole Spencer's been in rhythm all year with, if you look at his statistics, is you got to find a way to get pressure and confuse him.
Low snap that's fumbled and picked up by the Rams. Quickly diving on it was Luke Meckler, and good thing he did because there were some Tigers in the vicinity.
Yeah, balls on the carpet early here this evening from both teams. Pine Ridgeland's able to jump on that. You wonder if the cold weather maybe has a little bit of an effect on the ball, because the ball's obviously not going to be as soft as it was. It's probably a hard football, so ball security is going to be a major issue here this evening.
Brings up a 3rd and 14 for the Rams, backed up in their own zone. Spencer back to pass, looking deep to the near sideline, and it's brought in. What a catch! Oh my goodness! Jeremiah Hazley coming up with the big reception on the near sideline.
Yeah, he gets a corner route, and what a perfectly thrown ball by Spencer, and what concentration right there. That ball might have hit the ground, though. I don't know if that ball might have hit the ground. If not, great catch.
No review here in high school football, so it stands for a 24-yard reception as Meckler pounding it up the middle on first down. Meckler finding space up over the 30-yard line and approaching the 25. The Rams in business.
And one of the things Pine Ridgeland offense likes to do after a big play, that's the pedal to the metal. They go fast, turbo offense. They get lined up and start running a play. And one of the things they didn't do in the first week very well was run the football. Here they're trying to get on track early here in this football game.
25-yard run for Meckler. Meanwhile, Spencer looking back to pass, has his man in the end zone. It's a touchdown, Pine Ridgeland. They're on the board. Day Johnson putting up 6.
Boy, and that's how quick this offense can go. A post pattern, and Spencer and Johnson on the same page. What a beautiful catch. Ball's in the right spot. Day Johnson with his 6th touchdown of the year, 36th reception, and the offense is rolling early.
27-yard touchdown catch by Day Johnson. Pine Ridgeland looking to make noise early, forcing the fumble down deep in their defensive zone, coming up with a huge turnover and turning it into points. Extra point is up and good. So they'll take a 7-0 advantage with 6:53 to go in the first frame of action in this rivalry matchup. We'll be back right after this on Pittsburgh CW.
New Bowers Market House in the beautiful Laurel Highlands offers a magical day trip and Christmas shopping experience. Come browse our exquisite collection from Mackenzie Childs and other unique gifts, festive decorations, fashion, and home decor.
Join the teen ambassadors from UPMC Children's Community Pediatrics on their new YouTube channel, Navigating Teen Life. We take on issues important to teens.
Yeah, even the hard to talk about ones.
Subscribe today.
Passion, focus, precision. At Universal Windows Direct, you'll love our windows, but you'll adore our installers. We arrive on time, keep your home clean, And when we leave, your home will forever be transformed.
Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next window free and 0% financing for 36 months. Plus, get free installation. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Panera's new warm grain bowls are full of good, full of flavor, color, full of good. So you can be too. Oh my God. Try our new warm grain bowls today. Order now on DoorDash.
New Bowers Market House in the beautiful Laurel Highlands offers a magical day trip and Christmas shopping experience. Come browse our exquisite collection from Mackenzie Childs and other unique gifts, festive decorations, fashion, and home decor.
And welcome back to Pine Richland High School. 7-0 lead early for the Rams after a 7-play, 84-yard drive that lasted just about a minute and 49 seconds. And Chris, wow, what a play to get that touchdown score. Cole Spencer to Day Johnson to the end zone, 27-yard catch.
Yeah, and on those 7 plays, I mean, you get 5, 6 different guys touch the football. It's one of the things Cole Spencer does really well. He distributes the football to a number of players. They've got six receivers with double-digit catches. They've obviously got Luke Meckler in the backfield. I mean, what a good job of knowing where the football's supposed to go and then delivering it on time.
Zach Larionka kicking off, doing the kicking duties, at least on kickoff for the Rams. And Pine Richland stops the North Allegheny returner. Fantastic job by Braden Prekop to get up toward midfield.
Well, if you're North Allegheny, you got to love the fact that you're getting good field position here out at the 45-yard line. You don't love the fact that you turn the ball over on the first possession when you're moving the football deep into Pine Richland territory. They gave up the touchdown. Now it's about getting back to that offense. They're moving the football and kind of reestablish this offense now and answer that Pine Richland touchdown.
Ben Petchke and company back out on the field for their second offensive drive of the game, down 7-0. From the 44-yard line, Petchke handing it off to Precise Cologne, turning the end, getting up over midfield. A flag flies late from the defensive secondary.
Yeah, jet sweep to Precise Cologne. They might tack on another 15 yards to that 8-yard gain for a face mask penalty, I think.
Go down to our official. It's Mark Syke, the referee for today's game. We do have an injury timeout. It's Precise Cologne is hurt on the near sideline.
Boy, and that would be our player to watch, as we talked about, be a big blow. If he's not able to return, let's hope he's okay and get back in this football game. Getting reports that it is a face mask penalty as Cologne went down and was pulled to the ground illegally, and that's why he unfortunately is hurt on the near sideline right now with 6:33 to go here in the first quarter. So the Pine Richland team had to go and
Welcome to Eye on Retirement, highlighting resources for a happier, healthier future. Today we will be discussing the importance of taking your medication with Amy Ammond, a pharmacist from Giant Eagle Pharmacy. Amy, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So why is it so important to take your medications?
It's important for everybody to take their medication as prescribed, but especially for our seniors. If they don't take their medication as prescribed, it can actually cause treatment failures and up to 25% of hospitalizations every year.
Sometimes, though, we're forgetting to take our meds as well. So do you have any quick tips that you can help steer us in the right way?
Absolutely. At Giant Eagle, we try to tell our patients to sign up for our automatic refill program. That gets their prescriptions ready for them actually a few days before they're due. And also for text messaging. That notifies them when a refill is due or a prescription is ready for them. But something as simple as a weekly pill box reminder or setting an alarm can help a patient take their medications as they should.
Really nice. So last question. question. Why is it so important for United Healthcare and Giant Eagle Pharmacy to partner in care here in the western part of Pennsylvania?
The partnership between United Healthcare and Giant Eagle is very important because it gives your patients all the resources that would be necessary to stay healthy.
Completely agree. This has been Eye on Retirement. Call 1-800-664-4317 or for more information, go to uhc.com/Medicare.
Welcome back to Pine Ridgeland High School. A 7-0 advantage for the home team Rams as we are currently in an injury timeout. Let's take a look. Running back Precise Cologne, the man injured on this play. He actually just got up under his own power. He was slammed down to the turf on the Rams sideline.
He went down hard.
5-yard face mask on the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty added on to the run. First down.
That was referee Mark Syke telling us exactly what the penalty was.
Good to see him bounce up, and run off the field there. I mean, it looked like he went down really hard on the turf. Face mask was, as they mentioned, a 5-yard variety. It's going to, another 5 yards, puts them across midfield after the 8-yard gain. So North Allegheny here on their second drive. This is about, they're getting in business again. It's about matching that intensity that Pine Richland's been bringing here early in this football game.
6:40 to go in the first quarter. North Allegheny driving on their second offensive possession of the game. Cologne does get up under his own power and makes his way to the sideline. And we're back in action. Pesky fakes the toss, looking deep once again. And the ball is batted down. Almost intercepted by Caden Schweiger. Once again, Schweiger making plays defensively in the secondary.
Yeah, and then what they're going to do as far as offense, they're going to throw the post to Dinkins, and you can see double coverage on the back edge. Caden Schweiger at that boundary corner. There's no one over there. He's covering, so he's able to float back and help out his mate in the secondary right there. A good job of bracketing the receiver and not interfering with it. Almost coming down with the interception there was Braden Schweiger.
Stepping in for injured Precise Cologne is number 28, Ben Rohan, the junior, also a lacrosse player. He's back to the left of Ben Petchke on 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff to Rohan, and Petchke will bowl his way up over the 40-yard line for a decent gain on 2nd down.
Yeah, nice solid run by Petchke right there. That's that zone read. And Petchke, he came into this contest with 47 attempts rushing for 251 yards, almost a 5.5 yard average, 4 touchdowns. He might see the football more if Cologne does not come back in the game as far as from him running. But so far, he's been running pretty well. We'll just have to keep protecting that football because we know on the first drive, he coughed it up.
Officially marked as a 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. Under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. They're down by 7. Man in motion is Braden Prekop. Quick pass, and he hits his man Prekop right at the 30-yard line. That's good enough for another first down for North Allegheny.
Yeah, and the Pine Richland Rams, they brought the blitz. Both linebackers vacated the middle of the field, and Petchke does a good job recognizing it. He stands tall. There's a crossing pattern right behind where those linebackers would have been. Nobody there. Easy throw and catch, and they pick up the first down.
Caden Schweiger making that tackle. We've heard his name plenty tonight. Picked up that fumble recovery deep in their own zone that set up the touchdown drive for Pine Richland. 1st and 10, though, from the 30-yard line for North Allegheny. Petchke in the gun. Takes the snap. The give is to Rohan this time. Blasting forward up over the 25-yard line, down to about the 22 before he's finally stopped by a host of Rams.
Yeah, nice run to the right there. His offensive line does a great job opening up the hole. Give it to the running back and just let him get through. Breaks a couple tackles and a solid pickup there on first down.
Luke Miller, the man making initial contact with Rohan. Stud linebacker. As a dad who coaches on this team as well. The leader in tackles heading into this game for the Rams. Petchke in the gun once again on 2nd and 2. Rohan taking the handoff, and he's stopped maybe just over the line of scrimmage. Lead to a 3rd and short situation for the Tigers.
Yeah, Rohan able to pick up, I think, about a yard there off that right side. They went back to the same play they just previously ran and picked up 8. You see Rohan right there, break an arm tackle, getting close to that first down marker. They want to convert here on 3rd down, keep this drive going.
Luke Miller and company making sure that he wasn't going to get much further than just about a yard. So 3rd and 1 for NA. Petschke under center this time. One man back is Rohan. There's the snap, and Rohan trying to blast forward, but he's met by a wall defensive line for Pine Ridgeland. And this is going to be very close. Not going to give it to him, though. 4th down.
Yeah, I thought initially he had it, but there you see on the replay the defensive line for the Pine Richland Rams really stout at the point of attack, getting off blocks, host of guys wrapping them up for no gain.
That ball actually came loose as well. Rohan able to jump on it. Josh Reschenberg, who was a game-time decision coming into this contest, making that stop. 4th and short for North Allegheny. Petschke under center. 2 backs behind him. And a wide receiver split. Dinkins to the far sideline. Here's the play. Petschke keeping it himself. And he doesn't make it back to the initial line of scrimmage.
I don't know. The official on the near side here is going to mark this ball very close to the 30-yard line, which is going to be a pretty generous spot. Petschke just trying to tuck it in behind all 10 guys for North Allegheny at the point of attack. Double tight end and a fullback trying to rush it up in there. Boy, they're going to say he's short.
They call a turnover on downs.
Wow.
So another turnover for North Allegheny.
Yeah, and that's a tough one right there. You got to convert there on 4th and 1 to keep the drive alive, especially you got down 7 there. Your defense was on the field. Now your offense was back out there. You're moving the ball well. And then this Pine Richland Rams, though, they get stout and come up with a big stop.
1st and 10 for the 21. Plenty of receivers in motion. 4 wide receivers to the right of Cole Spencer. It's going to be a bubble screen to the near sideline. Meckler is eaten alive in the backfield. He can't even make it to the initial line of scrimmage.
No, and that was Khalil Dinkins out in space. They're unable to block him on the screen. They try to get it out quick. You can see Dinkins, he gets off a block, gets into the backfield. Meckler nowhere to go. And then the rest of the guys come and clean that tackle up.
Yeah, Braden Precop in there. Heard his name many times tonight as well. 2nd down and 16 for Pine Richland, deep in their own territory. Looking back to pass. Spencer hits his man on the near sideline, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, that was Meckler in motion, I think, and he was going to the far side of the field, and I think he started to turn upfield too quickly, and they're going to get him for illegal motion.
And we'll check with our head official tonight, Mark Syke, a man who is very familiar with these television broadcasts.
Legal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
There's the list of officials tonight for the game. Obviously, a solid crew as they're out here officiating a semifinal matchup between these two bitter rivals.
Yeah, I've seen these guys over the years. They are one of the top crews.
So 2nd down and 21 after the penalty. The illegal shift to Pine Richland. Spencer in the shotgun. Quick pass over the middle. Making a couple of men miss. Eventually getting stopped at the 15-yard line is Luke Miller. Let's head back down to the sidelines to KDKA's Josh Taylor. He has more on the Dinkins family. Josh.
Jared, we've already seen a big play by Khalil Dinkins in this game, both he and his brother Colin on this North Allegheny roster, but it's their dad who has an outstanding football story. Their dad, Darnell, he was a standout quarterback at Shenley High School back in the mid-90s in the City League, went on to play at Pitt. He played defensive back there, and then after college, he wasn't drafted, was out of football for a few years. He started playing semi-pro football with the Pittsburgh Colts. That led to a tryout with the New York Giants. He linked up there with Sean Payton, who later became the head coach for the New Orleans Saints. Dinkins goes to play with the Saints. He moves on there, wins a Super Bowl with Sean Payton in 2010. But an outstanding story that turned into an 8-year career in the NFL. Guys?
Dinkins family, very, very well known in this area, of course.
Yeah, and his son, looks just like him. Tall, 6'4", same height as him. His father Darnell was one of my teammates at the University of Pittsburgh, and came in as a quarterback and moved around. But the end result was a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints, and good for him.
After the incomplete pass, Luke Colella trying to get some return on the punt, but he's sent down to the turf hard by a group of Rams.
Yes, special teams again. A good job for Pine Richland. You can see Colella trying to get to the edge. Just they do a good job leveraging containment there, keeping him on the inside, making the tackle. But again, for North Allegheny, this is the third time they'll be. This is the second time they'll start their drive in Pine Richland territory. They've got to capitalize on this field position.
After the 39-yard punt, they are pretty much right at midfield. So.
Yeah, right at midfield, and they're starting to shorten the field. They're starting to shorten the field. Now it's about time to capitalize on the field position. They got to put one in the end zone.
Another offensive opportunity for North Allegheny, who has chewed up more than 7 minutes of play clock. The ball is loose in the backfield. Who's going to come up with it? It's the Rams. Another big turnover for Pine Richland.
Wow, it's unbelievable. They get great field position there on first down. The snap a little bit off target. Petschke unable to come up with it, and then he doesn't get down on the football. You can see the Rams, they pounce on it. And here comes this high-powered offense. You can guarantee after a turnover like this on a short field, look for them to take a shot deep.
Josh Reschenberg, who's gaining Division III interest, one of their best inside linebackers on this team, comes up with the huge turnover. And the Rams offense, already up 7-0, back out onto the field with a $1:25 left in the first quarter. Spencer in the shotgun. And in motion is Meckler. He'll join him in the backfield. Fake the handoff. It's a quick pass. It's Yoakum up the near sideline, finding a little bit of space before he's pushed out by Justice Gilden.
Yeah, a little smoke screen to the outside right there. You get the wide receivers blocking for Yoakum. Easy throw for Cole Spencer. Hits him in stride, and it's about getting to
Spencer not having too many problems hitting his wide receivers.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
But as you heard from our head official, Mark Syke, a holding on the offense, bringing this one back.
Yeah, and that was out on the receiver on the outside. One of the hardest things for receivers to do is block in space. They're out there stock blocking, trying to block in space. Sometimes you'll see a little grab, tug of the jersey, and they got called for one there.
Spot foul, so it becomes a 1st and 7 for Pine Richland. The game is to Meckler, turning the corner on the far sideline, having some space down to the 20, and he breaks free. Luke Meckler into the end zone for the Pine Richland touchdown.
41 yards for Luke Meckler. He was able to get to the edge in a hurry on the zone read. Gets to the edge, and then it becomes a foot race. His receiver downfield this time does not hold. Good block. Makes a cut, makes a man miss. 41 yards later, Pine Richland, after the turnover, scores again.
Meckler with his 10th touchdown on the year. 10th rushing touchdown in total. His 12th. So Meckler, one of their big keys offensively. Really, it was about breaking free downfield. That's what led to the success and the touchdown there. Extra point is up and good for Pine Richland, and they now have a 14-0 lead with 1:07 to go here in the first quarter.
And again, 2 turnovers for this North Allegheny offense. You got Pine Richland scores 2 touchdowns off the turnovers, a short field right there, 41-yard touchdown run by Luke Meckler, who, in the first game really wasn't much of a factor. They threw the ball all over the yard. You can see tonight they're having a very concerted effort to getting him involved and getting that ground game. They'd like to be balanced. I know they want to be balanced, especially on a cold night. The ball sometimes hard to deal with. I mean, Cole Spencer doesn't seem to have any problem with it. You can see the scoring drive. 2 plays, 44 yards in 18 seconds. That quick strike offense for Pine Richland with Luke Meckler getting in the end zone.
And it's been very, very efficient when they've been given the opportunity, and it's been led by their defense, who's come up huge with 2 turnovers turned into 14 points.
Yeah, what you're going to see now is you're going to see this North Allegheny team is going to be tested. They've got some adversity, much like in the first meeting. They got down 14-0. They were able to battle back and even it up at 14. can this team do this tonight as well? They got to try to, calm the nerves. It's still the first quarter, but they've got to, I think, find a way to have some big plays offensively. They got to put some points on the boards. They don't want to get this one to get away from them early in this first half.
Zach Warianka will do the honors kicking off for the Rams. Back deep to return is Luke Colella, although in the 2 kickoffs we've seen previously, the ball has not gotten to the back man. Instead, they're aiming for the second line. This time, though, Colella will cleanly field this one at the 10-yard line. Finding a seam toward the far sideline, and he's brought down at about the 28.
Yeah, Colella's one of those guys that, he's one of those playmakers on the outside. From the receiving standpoint and from a rushing standpoint, they get him the football, but also in the special teams. And, they need someone on offense to come up with a big play. But more importantly, they got to take care of the football. Your quarterback, Ben Petschke, two times now, he's lost the football. They got to get better ball security on the offensive side.
If you're the Tigers here, what's your plan to get this ball downfield?
Well, I think really it's about, we got to establish, a little bit of a running game. We got to make sure we still committed to the run and not turn the football over, as you see North Allegheny right there with 2 turnovers.
We'll give up the middle to Rohan to start this drive. Just a couple of yards on that play. Of course, Rohan filling in for the injured Precise Cologne. He went down earlier in this quarter. See if he returns, as he did get up and off of the field under his own power, but he's still yet to come back since that injury.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of Rohan tonight. He's junior, and he's going to have to step up. When you got injuries, it's kind of the next man up. No excuses, and he's looking to try to fill the shoes of Precise Cologne.
Clock ticking down to 20 seconds here in the first quarter. Man in motion is Colella. Snap. Back to pass is Petschke. Looked like it might have been tipped at the line, because that one didn't come out of his hand cleanly.
No, and they're fortunate that didn't end up in the arms of a Pine Richland defender to be another turnover. Petschke, I'm not quite sure if he lost the football here. We'll take a look at the replay. They got play action. It looks like he was trying to pull that ball back. I think he was trying to dump it off in the flat and realized there might be a defender over there. You see Miguel Jackson as well he got a big paw up in the air. He tried to pull that one back. Fortunately for them, it fell incomplete.
Miguel Jackson, the junior, already with 3 MAC offers. Very talented defensive end. Great motor that doesn't quit. He's looking at Toledo, Akron, Bowling Green right now. He's a force in the last game against the Tigers as well. So he makes an impact here. 13 seconds to go here in the first quarter. An all-out blitz. And Petschke is brought down. And who is it? Miguel Jackson coming up with the huge sack.
Well, Miguel Jackson, he's like a stand-up defensive end on the far side of the field right there and just beats the offensive lineman around the edge. Petschke does not feel him coming, and a sack for Miguel Jackson.
We're done with quarter number 1. A 14-0 advantage for Pine Richland. We'll be back right after this.
I'm here with the teen ambassadors from UPMC Children's Community Pediatrics to introduce a new YouTube channel, Navigating Teen Life. It's a channel for teens by teens. Whether your teenage years are creeping up or if they're already here. Some of the things they're going through can be hard to talk about.
Not with us. We'll take on all the topics. Some fun, some serious.
And nothing's off limits.
And together we're navigating teen life.
This cinnamon sugar pumpkin latte looks amazing.
Yeah, with this caramel drizzle, it's so good.
Yeah, I wish I were this creative.
Oh, I'm not that creative.
Thanks. Oh, wow. Did you just carve this?
I did, yeah.
That is so cool. Did you make one for me?
Oh. It got busy.
Treat yourself to a new cinnamon sugar pumpkin signature latte. It's all things pumpkin at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Shell needs 600 workers to run its new plant, and Shell's workforce of the future is being trained right here.
Like me, I'm Sammy. A network of pumps, compressors, reactors, and extruders need to maintain high standards across 386 acres. I work so my assigned area performs safely and efficiently.
And me, I'm Warren. I oversee air, water, and waste programs in compliance with applicable requirements.
Be part of the workforce of the future. Go to ccbc.edu/careers.
Big problems, Spencer James, and they're about to become everyone's. Welcome to being the big man on campus.
All American. New episode this Monday at 8/7 Central.
He's using methods of capital punishment to kill his victims.
Batwoman, new series, Sunday at 8/7 Central, only on the CW.
Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call tonight at 10:35 on Pittsburgh CW.
The WPIAL playoffs on Pittsburgh CW are brought to you by the First National Bank and by Navigating Team Life, presented by UPMC Children's Community Pediatrics, and finally by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com today. Quickly, a 14-0 advantage for Pine Richland, and unless something changes on this fourth down play, they're going to get the ball back with some decent field position.
Yeah, right now, Pine Richland doing it offensively, doing it defensively, creating some turnovers. And this is, this is one of the areas of the game for North Allegheny. They don't want this to get away from them early in this first half. Down 14-0. Their defense is going to have to come up big, probably with a short field here. You would anticipate here on after the special teams play.
Petschke to punt. Their normal punter, also their starting quarterback, is Meckler back deep to return. He calls for the fair catch. So that will start the Pine Richland drive at the 30-yard line for this next offensive drive. Let's take a look at some of the big plays so far in this contest. Here's the first touchdown pass. And man, was it a beauty to Day Johnson.
Yeah, a little skinny post right there. They're able to connect really quickly.
And also a turnover. Another critical moment that led to this touchdown. It was Luke Meckler doing all the work on the ground.
Yeah, 41 yards makes a guy miss and gets into the end zone. So they've been really efficient offensively, much like they were in the first time they played in Week 10.
Empty backfield to start, but a couple of players in motion. It's trips to the left. 2 wide receivers to the right. Still a 5 wide receiver set until Meckler shifts to the backfield. And wow, a huge play for the North Allegheny defense. Braden Prekop coming up to snuff that play out in the backfield.
I really like the play Prekop makes. He attacks the zone read. He just attacks the quarterback, puts him in a pickle. He's going to make a very fast decision. Doesn't give it to Meckler, and you can see Prekop drops Cole Spencer for a nice loss.
The first sack for the Tigers in this game. Spencer back in the shotgun alone again. 5 wide receivers looking for a pass over the middle. Hits Meckler. What a catch at midfield. And Meckler goes free down the far sideline. 1 man to beat. He does it, and he's into the end zone for the Pine Richland touchdown. Although there is a flag at the end of the play.
Wow, what a catch. And what a throw. Now, we do have a flag on there. I think it might be after the play. But Luke Meckler.
Touchdown is good. After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
A 75-yard touchdown strike to Luke Meckler.
And they motion him out of the backfield. He runs the post. And what a throw by Cole Spencer. It gets over the defender. And Meckler makes a great catch. He gets a block out in the open field. You can see right there, waves a little bye-bye. That's going to cost him 15 yards. Nonetheless, though, his second touchdown of the evening puts him up 21-0.
Extra point is up and good. So a 21-0 advantage for Pine Richland after the 75-yard touchdown pass to Meckler. 2 plays, 70 yards rather. 41 seconds taken off the clock. That's it. Talk about efficient on offense tonight for PR.
What did we say? Pedal to the metal. A 2-play drive there, 41 seconds. A 2-play drive on the previous scoring drive for 18 seconds. Listen, when they get it going, you can see what they can do. They are lethal. It can happen fast, and if you blink, you will miss it. And with a guy like Cole Spencer, who's been so good at distributing the football to all the weapons he has, he's using all of them tonight, and they make you cover the whole field vertically, horizontally, and it's just right now for North Allegheny, they're unable to get a stop.
And senior Meckler for Pine Richland does have an offer to Dartmouth, so obviously he is a guy who's going to be playing at the next level as well. And you saw his skill set out there making that catch.
Yeah, he came in with 24 catches. He'll add to that total for 297 yards. I mean, he's ran the ball for 354 yards. He had 11 touchdowns. He's already tacked on 2 more. I mean, just outstanding. Play design, outstanding play call. They get the matchups they like, and Cole Spencer knows where the football's supposed to go.
Meckler's stats so far in this game: 143 yards with 2 touchdowns, 74-yard rush, and then a 69-yard touchdown reception. 2 of the 3 scores in the hands of Meckler. He's been playing very well in this game. Once again, it's Zach Warianka to kick off for the Rams with 11:11 to go here in the second quarter. 21-0 advantage for PR here at home. His kicks away. It will find Luke Colella bouncing at the 20-yard line. Colella looking for a return. Shifts towards midfield, and he's brought down right at the 30-yard line.
Well, right now, this Pine Richland football team, you can see how well coached they are. Very good defensively. They stay in their lanes. They do what they're supposed to do. Offensively, they execute. And then special teams as well. They cover kicks. They know exactly where they're supposed to be. They run their lanes well. Just very well coached.
There's the total yards offensively for both teams. Pine Richland putting up 200 already. We're not even at halftime yet.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw they even had a short field on on the turnover, but man, they're just efficient offensively. 208 yards, time of possession. They don't care about time of possession because they maximize their possession to the fullest because they score points.
Ben Rohan still in the backfield for the injured Precise Cologne. Petschke in the shotgun as well. He takes the snap, looking to pass on first down. Hits his man, Khalil Dinkins, who tries to get around a couple of opponents, but he's brought down near the original line of scrimmage for a short gain.
Yeah, he caught that ball at it was a little 5-yard hitch route. They were able to get him the football, and then as he's fighting for more yards, he's kind of giving ground. And then he ends up just really with just a short gain. They're making a concerted effort to get Dinkins the football. He didn't play in the first game. You can see obviously he's big, he's fast, but they got to find ways to get him the football down the field. That's I think the most important thing they could try to do. Try to throw some balls up to him and let him go make a play for your quarterback.
Luke Miller and Miguel Jackson making the stop. It's 2nd and 9 for NA. Petschke in the shotgun. We're going to have a flag. It's going to be a pre-snap penalty. Looks like the Rams were offsides.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
So a little bit of a break for NA as they try to move the ball up towards midfield.
Yeah, this defense right now, they're pinning their ears back. They are coming after the quarterback. They are coming downhill. They're blitzing linebackers. A little overzealous right there, trying to get off, trying to get that extra half-second start to get in the backfield there. They got called for it there. But, this defense right now playing lights out.
After the penalty, it's 2nd and 4 for NA. Petschke in the gun. Takes the snap. Pressure early, but he floats one downfield, intended for Dinkins. Lands about 3 yards ahead of him, though, so he could not get a hand on it.
Yeah, he had leverage on the defensive back, just unable to come up with the catch for his quarterback Petschke. The ball just a little too far. Boy, a big play right there. That's a big play. They got to have it. They got to find a way to connect on that. You can see right there, just a little too strong of a throw.
And Dinkins was open there. He got around his defender, which is really all you could ask for as a wide receiver, just a matter of connecting.
Yeah, he's able to get on top of the receiver, on a go pattern down the sideline. They've got to find ways to make that connection, to make that big play.
3rd and 4 situation for North Allegheny. Petschke in the gun, Rohan to his left. It's a pass and a quick pressure. Pine Richland is there. He brings Petschke down. Wow.
Yeah, Miguel Jackson off the edge is basically, he's got a beat on the snap count right now. He's pinning his ears back, and the pressure forces Petschke to step up, and then they're blitzing linebackers as well, and it's just an avalanche of defenders coming at Petschke right now. They're going to have to find a way to shore up some protection to keep him protected back here this evening.
Josh Reschenberg and company mentioned he was questionable coming into this game. Their starting linebacker making a difference in the offensive backfield. Petschke running for his life on that play.
Yeah, time in the snap count. You can see they got a beat on what the snap count is, and they're able to get off and just get pressure. They're running right by the offensive line.
4th and 10, NA, so they punt. The 40-yard line. It's gathered by Luke Meckler, but he doesn't have a return, as the special teamers are there to make that stop for the Tigers. 8:55 to go here in the second quarter. A 21-0 advantage for Pine Richland. We'll be back.
Welcome to Eye on Retirement, highlighting resources for a happier, healthier future. Today we're talking about health awareness with Renee Engel from Carlow University. What is health awareness?
Health awareness is one's ability to understand and act on health information, whether it's written information or verbal information.
And why is this so important?
Because people can make decisions, informed decisions about their health care when they understand what is being told to them and when they are able to ask the right questions.
How can folks improve their awareness of their health?
That's a really good question. So there are 3 steps to take, and the first step is to know what their main problem is, to ask what is most important about that main problem, and then ask what the next steps are that need to be taken.
Love that. So last question, why is it so important for United Healthcare and Carlow University to be partners in care within Western Pennsylvania?
Because there are resources out there, and if the person knows what the resources are and how to access those resources, they are able to manage their health better.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for joining us, and looking forward to learning more. This has been Eye on Retirement. Call 1-800-664-4320, or for more information, go to uhc.com/Medicare.
Welcome back to Pine Richland High School. A 21-0 advantage for the home team Rams, who are just having no problem both offensively and defensively in this game. It's just been really a clinic put on by Eric Kasparovich's team.
Yeah, they're playing hard, they're playing fast, they're playing loose, you know, and they are at home too. It's a semifinal game, which is rare you get a home game, but with the bye and the classification in 6A, they're playing in front of their home fans, and right now they're putting on a show.
8:55 to go in the first half. A quick pass to the near sideline, picked up by D.A. Johnson. He moves forwards toward the 45-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. The flag was thrown quickly on the near sideline.
Yeah, as you mentioned, legal shift, legal motion. They're going to take them back 5 yards and put them behind the chains a little bit. In North Allegheny, they need some help. They need all the help they can get. They need to create a turnover, though. They'll take the penalty, obviously, but they need to create a turnover. They got to find a way to keep a short field and get themselves back in this football game.
That's one thing that we haven't seen is North Allegheny not getting into penalty trouble. Meanwhile, Pine Richland
shift on the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
They're sort of digging themselves into a little bit of penalty trouble here in this first half.
Yeah, but it's not affecting them much.
No,
it's not affecting them much. They're able to overcome it. And you know, that's what happens whenever you can see right there, North Allegheny, no penalties, and Pine Richland 6 for 45. So there's always going to be coachable moments. That'll be one of them if they come away with a victory here tonight.
First and 15 as Meckler catches it out of the backfield. He won't make it to the original line of scrimmage as he stops right around 35-yard line, and yet again another flag.
And I got to believe that's going to be a holding call against one of those receivers out there trying to block in space. Anytime you get a swing pass to the running back.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty from the foul. Replay, first down.
So they're going to tack on another penalty there. But yeah, you get these receivers. It's one of the hardest things to teach guys to do is block in space. You know, you got to, and your running back or your receiver has to help set up the block too. That's one of the things you can avoid by dipping in and then dipping back out. Give your guys some leverage to make a block. But I've seen it a couple times here from Pine Richland.
Back-to-back penalties brings up a 1st and 24 for the Rams, and in motion is Luke Miller. Taking the snap, Spencer. He has pressure, and he's brought down at the 15-yard line. A big sack. Give it to Braden Prekop and company, coming up with the huge takedown.
Yeah, we've seen him coming off that left edge of that defense a couple times here, making some plays in the backfield on his own read, and here he's going to get the sack, backing Pine Richland up some more. And Prekop, he's definitely come to play tonight. One of the guys we've mentioned a number of times. He came into this tonight with 34 tackles. He's added to that total.
Officially a 2nd and 34. So the Rams are backed up deep in their own territory. The hard count gets the entire defensive line for NA to jump.
Well, there's that first penalty. We just saw a clean
dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still stop.
We saw a clean game so far from them.
Second down.
With no penalties. You hear second down. It's going to be 2nd and 29 for this Pine Richland offense. But they'll take that free 5 yards. And that's a design play to just, try to get them off sides, and we'll get 5 yards.
The man who made the latest sack, Braden Prekop, wincing on the sideline as he's being attended by the medical staff. 2nd and 29 for the Rams. The give is to Meckler. He's brought down hard at about the 25-yard line. Seen plenty of Meckler this evening. Taking another handoff. He's brought down by Khalil Dinkins.
Yeah, zone read right there. Meckler trying to get to the edge. And you can see Dinkins does a good job of playing off the block of the receiver and making a play out in space. It's a guy they sorely missed 2 weeks ago whenever they played. And you can see why. Dinkins is, a big kid at 6'4", and 207 pounds. Playing space like that, is hard to do. But he's in coverage. He gets off the block, makes a play. He's looking pretty good out there tonight.
3rd and 25. The 25-yard line for Cole Spencer and the Rams. He's back to pass. Looking deep. Under pressure. Avoids it, though. Rolls to his right. Trying to throw to the man on the far sideline. Looking for Seth Bolin. But it's incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage downfield this time by this North Allegheny defense, and then you get pressure from your front four, forcing forcing the quarterback, flush him out of the pocket, and then you get a plaster. Whenever a quarterback gets out of the pocket and he starts running around, that's whenever you got your defensive backs, you got to plaster under those receivers and force him to make an errant throw. And then again, right there, Cole Spencer does a good job. If my guy can't catch it, I'm just going to throw it away.
Chris Romano, the senior, punting for Pine Richland. The first time we've seen him out on the field today. Well, the first punt, rather, was 34 yards from Romano. The problem with this one is it's high in the air. Colella already calling for the fair catch as it bounces right at midfield. So the Tigers will take over at the 49-yard line. 6:40 to go here before the half.
Yeah, and this is a down 21-0. I mean, they got to find some traction. They got to get some points on the board because they received the opening kickoff of the first half. That means they're going to kick it away. They can ill afford to get down any more than they are at this point.
24-yard punt for Romano. Petchke in the offense back out onto the field for North Allegheny. A quick strike would be very, very helpful here if you're a Tiger fan. 1st and 10 from the 49. Petchke under center this time. Seen him both in the center, under center, and in the shotgun. Colella in motion, and the give is to Colella, trying to turn it upfield around the left end. He's brought down about 3 yards upfield.
Yeah, jet sweep to Colella on the outside, and he tries to get around the end. He's good job by that defense, keeping leverage, outside leverage, forcing him back into where the cavalry's coming from. They got containment, they got pursuit, they make the tackle. And it's important to note, Precise Cologne, our player to watch, is still not back in this football game.
As we mentioned, Ben Rohan filling in, number 28 for North Allegheny. Petchke's numbers so far, only 4 for 8 for 64 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions, and he also has 22 yards on the ground on 6 carries. 2nd down and 8 for North Allegheny. Petchke looking back to pass, throwing deep down the far sideline, and that pass is incomplete. Khalil Dinkins trying to pull it in once more, but he couldn't do it this time.
Well, that would have been one heck of a catch. Petchke gives his man a chance to make a play. He goes up and looks like he's unable to come down, control the football to the ground. Yeah, and we got really good coverage on that, on the other side over there by Levi Wentz, it looks like. He was running strides for side with Dinkins, able to get his hand up and make a play on the football.
And speaking of Levi Wentz and Khalil Dinkins, 2 members of each school's basketball programs, Wentz, this is his first year of football ever in his lifetime. He's already a starter out here for the Pine Richland defense. As Petchke rolls to his right, looking for a man, has it. No, rather it bounces on the turf. They call it incomplete. Pass intended for Lucas Gilosh.
And pressure again on Petchke, forcing him to roll out of the pocket and just unable to get enough mustard on the football to get it to his receiver. See the ball just unable to get, hits the ground there, unable to come up with it. And now, they had a short field, opportunity to put some points on the board. Now here they are, 4th and 8. And I got to think that they may go for it, but that's why I stood up here and the coach was like, he's going to run his punt team out there, as I say it.
As we mentioned, though, Ben Petchke, the man who does both punting and plays quarterback. 3:43 left here in the second quarter. Down 21, though. 8 yards away from the first down. Petchke puts a boot into it. High-ranging punt that's collected at the 20-yard line by Luke Meckler, so the Rams will get another chance on offense. We'll be back after this on Pittsburgh CW with more high school football.
The 2019 Nissan Armada. Intelligence with an attitude. Get a low $427 per month lease on the 2019 Armada.
What do you get when you heat water to the boiling point? Steam. But steam also stands for
science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
At Williams, we believe this is the steam that will power the future for girls and boys in our region and across the country. And that's why Williams is the proud sponsor of Hometown Haiku. We invite you to tune in to watch top local high school students compete on Hometown Haiku Saturday mornings at 11 and 11:30 here on KDKA TV.
Why would anyone need access to so many doctors, hospitals, and urgent care centers? Wait for it. Go, go, go. That's why.
Here's the plan for guaranteed in-network access to the top-ranked care of UPMC and thousands of community doctors and hospitals at home. UPMC Health Plan.
Welcome back. 21-0 advantage for the Rams here at home, Pine Ridgeland Stadium. Thank you for joining us. It's high school football on Pittsburgh CW. Again, this is the 6A semifinal, so the winner of this game advancing to Heinz Field next week for the 6A championship game. Time of possession up on the board right now, 6.5 minutes for Pine Ridgeland with 21 points. They've struck quickly and often in this game. First play after the timeout, a handoff up the middle to Luke Meckler. Has 2 touchdowns in this game. Meckler, a senior, standing at 5'10", $175, does have an offer from Dartmouth, so he'll be playing at the next level next year. No gain on that play. 2nd and 10 for Cole Spencer, who fakes the handoff and will roll to his right. Has wheels too, and he'll slide right at the line of scrimmage. Quick 1-yard gain. Here's Luke Meckler today. As we mentioned, a huge game both in the air and on the ground.
Yeah, he really has been. And I think in the first game, he kind of got lost. They were throwing the ball over the yard. But here in this game, definitely having an impact, over 140 all-purpose yards, doing it on the ground. Then you can see what a catch he makes right there on the skinny post, and it makes a guy miss. It becomes a foot race. Meckler, outstanding threat out of the backfield as well as at running back position.
3rd down and 9 for Cole Spencer. He completes his pass to the far sideline. It's brought in by Seth Bolin, the senior, but it's not enough for the first to bring up a 4th down and 5 for the Rams.
Yeah, good job delivering the football, and then Seth Bolin, he gets into the act here tonight. And man, you talk about a guy that really knows where the ball is supposed to go and spreads the wealth. Cole Spencer has seen 4 or 5 different receivers already, probably 6 different receivers, excuse me. And and it really makes this offense so difficult to defend.
Once again, the punt unit out for Pine Ridgeland. Just about 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Deep is Luke Colella for North Allegheny. Hasn't really had a chance for any return, and he's not going to get one here either. This one bounces at the 40-yard line and takes a North Allegheny roll down towards their sideline.
And the one thing, Pine Ridgeland has done is really given this North Allegheny offense a short field that just haven't taken advantage of it. I mean, and, here's another opportunity for this North Allegheny Tiger offense to kind of get some traction, get some footing, get on the scoreboard, get something to feel good about. And, but just give credit to the Pine Ridgeland defense, though. I mean, they have played hard, they've played fast, and even though it's a short field, they've come up big.
Let's take a look at our quarterbacks in this game and see how they've panned out. Cole Spencer obviously being the beneficiary of good play by the Rams in this game. Petschke not doing too bad, although no touchdowns yet.
Yeah, difference is just the big play and the touchdowns.
Meanwhile, Petschke going deep on first down. Khalil Dinkins in the area, but he can't find it to grab it and pull it in. Bounces in the end zone.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass.
And Petschke's not afraid to go at Khalil Dinkins, and why not? I mean, you need one of these guys to make a play at 6'4". He's a big target. He runs the post pattern. He's got two guys on him. Petschke's going to give his man a chance to make a play. Just too strong of a throw right there by Petschke, and Dinkins just not able to hook up. But they are going to take their shots, and I like it. It's aggressive. They've got to find a way to come up with some big plays.
Caden Schweiger and Day Johnson in the area of defending Khalil Dinkins. Makes it a 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. For the 13-yard punt, they started with good field position at the 37-yard line. And in motion is Colella. The give is to Colella. Around the left end, but he's brought down abruptly for about a gain of 1.
Yeah, same play they ran on the previous series, just that jet motion, that jet sweep, trying to get Colella to the edge that they can get it blocked. But you can see Josh Rechtenberg, just 5'10", 205-pound senior. He came in with 73 tackles tonight, and he's adding to it. Good job fast-flowing and wrapping up Colella.
Rechtenberg having a decent game. Fumble recovery already on his resume from this action tonight. He had 1 fumble recovery coming into this game, so mark 2 on the season for him. Meanwhile, a 3rd and 9 for North Allegheny. Trying to get on the board for the first time in this game. Petschke in the shotgun. Takes the snap. The floating pass is complete on the far sideline. Ball came loose at the end of the play as Ben Rohan making that catch, stopped by Trent Miller.
Yeah, and they bring pressure, and Petschke's able to get the ball out on the perimeter to Rohan. But look at the hustle by Trent Miller right there. The defensive tackle, defensive end, recognizes it, gets down the line of scrimmage, is able to chase him down, which should have been, I thought was going to be a much bigger game, just an 8-yard game.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. North Allegheny desperately looking for a touchdown before halftime. Marked him short. It's a 4th and 1. 0 for 1 on 4th down already. Petschke under center. And there's movement all over the place. Flags fly, and we'll see who's going to be called here first.
Boy, there was movement on both sides. Got a tight end that moved to the close to us here, and you got defenders that definitely were in the neutral zone. See who this one goes against.
Dead ball. Defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Results. First down.
So the defensive line called for movement first, jarring the offensive line into a false start. Very close. Take a look at the replay there.
Yeah, hard count. There was movement on both sides. They decided it's going to go against Pine Richland. They're going to move that football 5 yards and give this North Allegheny offense a fresh set of downs here, and they're going to try to put one in here before the halftime.
Yeah, with 2:15 to go, it's a 1st and 10 for Petschke and the Tigers. And it was right as Rohan. Back to pass once again as Petschke floats one over toward the hash marks on the right side. And receiver brought down right at the 20-yard line. That is Nathan Hoke. Looks as though is banged up on the play.
Yeah, and that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I thought it was. And Hoke, number of tacklers, maybe got rolled up on that ankle. Let's hope he's okay.
Hoke, the junior, lines up in the backfield offensively. Also one of their starting linebackers on defense. Of course, the son of Chris Hoke. Had his brother who played here last year as well. Plays at BYU. So plenty of football history in this family. Hoke on the turf right now being attended to by the medical staff. He's coming up holding his shin and knee area after the catch.
Yeah, innocent looking play. Let's hope he's okay. definitely a guy that they need, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He's getting in the act on the offensive side of the ball and banged up. Listen, we're in week 11. Both teams are going to be banged up. It's a matter of fighting through some of the little bumps and bruises you get. Obviously, when you get injuries, though, that's a different story.
I don't think the cold weather helps here either.
No, it doesn't. I mean, especially when you're down 21-0, sometimes those hits feel a little harder than they may be. Things along those lines. But yeah, you're right. It's harder to stay loose. But both these teams, as we know, I mean, there's off-season programs. They work out hard. They're hydrated well. Sometimes you get banged up a little bit. It happens.
In terms of the temperature, I look at it this way. The summer heat of August, awful in terms of injuries. Plenty of problems and players going down in those first couple of weeks of the football season. And then once you reach November, the same thing happens, just on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, but you got to fight through it. It's just the bottom line. You got to fight through it when you got some bumps and bruises, which happens to them. But when you get injuries, though, like it looks like Hoke is injured, this is something different. You get rolled up on it, you got a bad ankle or a bad knee or whatever it may be. Let's hope he's okay, because it looks like he's putting some pressure on.
Good to see that he's up and trying to get off the field again. Nathan Hoke, the injured North Allegheny player. Let's take a look at our scoring summary so far in this game. It's been all Pine Richland. Cole Spencer finds Day Johnson for the first touchdown. Then it was the Meckler show on the ground first. Fantastic run, avoiding the defenders and waltzing into the end zone for the second touchdown. And then how about Meckler through the air? Great catch off the post, finding open space on the far sideline. He's been a fantastic player, waving goodbye there, which was penalized. But either way, Pine Richland really just taking firm grasp of this game early on.
Yeah, solid first quarter for them. They jump out again early, just like they did in week 10. They get a 14-point lead, and they start to lean on you, and they create some turnovers, and they just don't make a lot of mistakes. They play hard, and they don't make a lot of mistakes.
Coach Eric Kasparovich, as we mentioned, a 70-16 record. Art Walker over on the other side, two of the more prestigious coaches in the WPIAL. Walker's 15th season with the Tigers, 22nd season coaching overall. After the injury, a 2nd and 7. It's Petschke going to take it himself toward the left end, and he is brought down about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, right at the line of scrimmage. This defense is pinning their ears back, and they're coming. They try to run Petschke over the left-hand side. There's his penetration in a lot of the gaps right now. They're bringing blitzers up the A-gaps. They're bringing pressure off the edge, and they've got Petschke running around back there every time he touches the football.
A 3rd and 7 upcoming for North Allegheny. Again, desperately trying to find the end zone here in this first half, with just about a minute to go. Petschke will line up in the shotgun as Rohan to his left. Man in motion is Colella. 4 wide receivers spread. A floater from Petschke to the end zone is batted away. Pine Richland's defense once again up to the task. It's Chance Boyd.
Yeah, Chance Boyd he had a read on that play. They motioned Colella over to get a kind of a stacked look to get him free. He's over in the corner of the end zone, and you can see Petschke just floats the ball a little bit much, allows Chance Boyd the opportunity to come over and knock that football away.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. 52 seconds on the game clock here in the first half. You would think that North Allegheny would want to try to keep this drive going, potentially get into the end zone if you could.
A big 4th down call to keep this drive alive. See what the offensive coordinator dials up for Petschke and company.
4th and 7. Petschke in the shotgun, and we're going to have a pre-snap penalty before we even get moving.
No, that's going to help. A little 5-yard penalty makes 4th and 7, now 4th and 2.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
The encroachment penalties racking up for Pine Richland's defensive line.
Yeah, it's one thing they have been penalized a lot here this evening. We saw earlier there was about 6 penalties. They've had a couple since then, so they're helping North Allegheny. They're trying to keep them in this game.
Down to 52 seconds left in the first half. North Allegheny knocking on the door. 5-yard penalty puts them just 2 yards away from a first down, so a little bit more manageable on 4th down. Petschke's under center, and quickly another stoppage in play. Pine Richland calls a timeout.
Timeout.
So here we go. 2 yards to get this first down. 52 seconds on the clock. Chris, what are you dialing up here? Do you try to definitely just get that first and see what you can do, or are you looking for the end zone on this one?
No, you're definitely trying to get that first down. 2 yards is much more manageable than trying to throw a 15-yard pass into the end zone, because they haven't been able to connect deep except for one time here this evening. So you got to get Petschke out on the perimeter, maybe give him a chance to run or throw the football, use his athleticism to pick up the first down.
Just a reminder, the CW is your home for the WPIAL Championships, both Saturdays starting on November 16th. A slate of 4 games from Heinz Field, starting with 1A, then 3, 4, and 6A following, an 11 a.m. start on Pittsburgh CW on next Saturday. Then a couple of Saturdays from now, November 23rd at Norwood High School, the 2 and 5A championships starting at noon. Once again, all of these games brought to you live on Pittsburgh CW. Excited for those 2 weekends of some great football, Chris.
A lot of football still to be played. Yeah, we're going to check out the halftime scores once we go to half here, see who's winning, who's looking to advance. And as you mentioned, you got 6 classifications. You got 4 championship games next week at Heinz Field, 2 the following week. So we still got a lot of football left to play.
Yeah. Be sure to stick around here at halftime. Feature package on Pine Richland quarterback Cole Spencer. Played very well in this game. Meanwhile, 4th and 2 for North Allegheny. Petschke under center. Man in motion is Colella. Petschke's just going to turn around himself and take it for the first, but a flag flying before the play.
Boy, I got to believe that's going to be against North Allegheny.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Yard penalty. Still 4th down.
4th and 2. Is convertible. Now we're back to 4th and 7, so they get 5 yards and then they give it right back. And boy, just not helping themselves out there with that penalty.
Petschke and company getting the call from the far sideline. And in a hole now. Back to 4th and 7. Flag still down on the field, so the official will have to go and gather up the laundry. There we go. Still have to go for it, though, with 3 scores behind. Really are desperately trying to get on the board here before the half. Petschke in a shotgun, Rohan to his left. He takes the snap, looking to his left. Fires a pass to the near side, or rather far sideline, caught by Luke Colella. And that's enough to move the chains. A first down for North Allegheny.
Yeah, they got Luke Colella and Dinkins on the same side, so you got 2 of your best receivers, and Colella is the slot receiver. He runs a little out pattern just beyond the first down marker, and Petschke delivers a nice football for Colella to bring it in and move the chains and keep this drive alive.
Stops the clock as well with 47 seconds to go. Here in the half, Petschke back to pass once more over the middle. Colella was there, but he couldn't pull it in.
It's too strong of a throw by Petschke, a little bit off target. They brought the corner blitz, Pine Richland, and it was picked up, and Colella runs right down the seam. That ball's delivered a little sooner. I think he's going to come away with a touchdown. He's going to be kicking himself when he sees that one tomorrow on film study. He was unable to connect with his buddy Luke Colella.
Just a little bit high for the 5'11" senior wide receiver. 2nd and 10 with 43 seconds left here before the half. Petschke in the shotgun, taking the snap, looking to pass once more. And that pass is incomplete. Looked like it was going to be hauled in by Colella once again. Almost an identical play that got them the first down on 4th and 7.
It was an identical play, and you can see Petschke, he's trying to force that football in there, just runs out of real estate there on that near sideline. They're on the far hash right there, and Colella just unable to get some separation from this defensive back to give Petschke a window to throw the football on time and complete it in bounds. So it's incomplete out of bounds, but it does stop the clock.
So a 3rd and 10 situation for North Allegheny. 2 wide receivers split to the far side as we have a stoppage once again. A timeout called by the Rams.
Timeout. Pine Richland. 2nd timeout.
We've got a chess match breaking out here right now. We got Pine Richland defensively. They do not want to give up a score before the half and allow North Allegheny any bit of momentum here to go into the halftime.
Coach Kasparovich talking to his team. Well, we'd like to thank Sensi's Pizzeria for helping to feed our crew here at Pine Ridgeland tonight. Sensi's has 2 locations, one on Perry Highway in Wexford, the other in Cranberry on Route 228. Sensi's featured award-winning pizzas and handcrafted hoagies, also tons of family recipes. Thanks again to Sensi's for taking care of us tonight. So 3rd and 10. North Allegheny really keying on Colella. Do you try to get it to one of your other receivers in this situation?
Well, you do have a big-bodied target and Dinkins on the outside, but anytime when you bring Colella and Dinkins to the same side of the field, especially the short side of the field, they're on the far side of the field, which is the short side. The ball's on the left hash. You're squeezing the field, and now they're able to play a safety over top of both of these guys, and the pass is going to be a little bit more precise. Maybe bring them to the far side of the field, the wide side, and see if you can maybe throw a corner route or a fade pattern to one of these guys and let them make a play for you.
Last second personnel moves for the Pine Ridgeland defense. 3rd and 10. Petschke in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking for a pass in the corner of the end zone. Had his man Colella, but it's incomplete. Defense there once again. Colella pleading his case to the official for a pass interference, but no flags fly.
Yeah, smash route, corner route, whatever you want to call it. It's just Colella. He's on the inside slot. He's going to try to get to the corner. Petschke unable to connect with his receiver. Coverage is there. He wants a flag. The referee says not today on that interference call.
Once again, another 4th down conversion for North Allegheny. Let's take a look at this replay again.
Oh, yeah.
Could be some interference as Colella trying to make that catch. Chance Boyd trying to make sure that he wasn't going to make the catch. Petschke is back to pass on 4th down. Once again going to the corner, and it's caught. It's a touchdown, Tigers. Luke Colella, with 27 seconds to go, hauls it in.
Well, they like the matchup, obviously. Luke Colella, and Petschke delivers a perfect ball right towards the pylon, and Colella has just enough separation and makes a great catch, gets the foot down. North Allegheny Tigers get on the scoreboard right here before the half. That's a big boost to this offense.
An identical play and a toe tap by Luke Colella. The senior receiver coming up big for 6. So North Allegheny will line up for the extra point. Kick is up and good by Brendan Persad. Let's take a look at this replay. And once again, this is one of the better catches you're going to see probably all season.
Yeah, right into your living room. And what a throw. I mean, what a great throw where only his man can go get the football, and Colella does exactly that. Goes up, makes a play for his quarterback, and then is able to get his foot in bounds and control the football through the catch. We hear that so often. We see a lot of guys that make the catch and they don't control it through the ground, but you could see that scoring drive. They had to have it. 11 plays, 37 yards, 351. And Luke Colella had 6 touchdowns coming into tonight. He's going to add to that total here. And that big 14-yard average, he also came in with reception. So big night for Luke Colella. And again, now it's only a 2-score game. They're right back in this football game heading in at halftime.
And I mentioned in their last matchup, final game of the regular season, Colella was right there, just so close to making a few big plays in that contest. It didn't work out for him too much in that final game of the regular season. Might have been a reason why North Allegheny lost that game as badly as they did, because if you had a couple of key plays turned in your favor, it could have been a different game. This time, though, Colella, the key receiver on that drive, and then ultimately scoring an acrobatic touchdown at the end.
Yeah, he converts on the 4th down. They needed to have it, and then there he gets the touchdown. And like I said, they're down 14, but Colella and Petschke get on the same page with Dinkins, and they get themselves right back in this football game.
Luke Meckler muffs the kickoff, but he's going to get a solid return here, finding some open space up over midfield. He is going to go all the way. Luke Meckler, although there's a flag at the end of the play, or rather all the way back at the 35-yard line. We'll see if this one's going to hold.
Man, and this flag was thrown when Luke Meckler was at the North Allegheny 35-yard line. Just 40 yards behind the play, they threw the flag.
Team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
And North Allegheny dodges a bullet because the one thing they could not afford to have happen was have a special teams gaffe here before the half. And Meckler does his best to make that happen, although they're going to get that holding call and they're going to bring it back. Just right there, it looks like number 15. Boy, they go to the ground. He gets back up. He holds his hands up.
Yeah. Dane Goltz.
Yeah, that'll
charged with that hold.
That'll make you look guilty every time when you hold your hand.
So instead of another touchdown for Luke Meckler, drive will begin at the 26-yard line.
Boy, and that, like I said, that flag was thrown. I mean, Meckler was almost at the North Allegheny 35-yard line running away. And that flag came in. And
it was late.
Yeah, it was late, no question about it. Might have been the correct call, though. From what we saw, it looks like there might have been some grabbing.
Negating a 91-yard kickoff return that would have been for a touchdown, and they'll just knee it as the Rams up 21-7 here at halftime. An exciting first half of play between these two programs. Obviously a bitter rivalry between the two teams. NA looking for a little bit of revenge after the 42-14 loss in the final game of the regular season. Meanwhile, Pine Richland, they're trying to advance to the WPIAL championship once again. A team that's been there plenty of times in just the last few years. What's your biggest takeaway from this first half, Chris?
2 turnovers, 2 touchdowns for Pine Richland off of those turnovers. You can't turn the football over whenever you're talking about this far into the postseason. You do that against a good football team, they're going to capitalize. Pine Richland did. North Allegheny quarterback, 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles. Pine Richland capitalizes. Important
to mention that Pine Richland has won 5 of the last 7 meetings against North Allegheny. So recently they've had the Tigers' number. Of course, the Rams with WPIAL titles in 17 and 18. Those were their most recent championships. As we head down to the sideline with Josh Taylor. He's standing by with Pine Richland head coach Eric Kasparovich.
Thanks a lot, Jarrett. Coach, in this first half, of course, a couple of fumbles by North Allegheny. Your team turns them into touchdowns. How big is that to turn those turnovers into points?
Yeah, it's huge. Big time football games. A team that makes the fewest mistakes usually going to win the game. I like how we're playing. I didn't like that score right there before the half, and then that's a shame right there. A kid makes a play like that, and flags thrown like that. I didn't see anything. Got to look at the tape, but they threw it. So we got to live with it. But good news is we come out second half. We get the kick. We got to make some plays here and get the ball in the end zone.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
So a 21-7 advantage for Pine Richland, who looked like they were going to try to run away with this game. A late touchdown by the Tigers keeps it fairly close.
Take the lead in reducing teen auto accidents by learning driving skills for life, such as hazard recognition. Anything that can cause you to take your eyes off the road is a potential hazard. Cell phones, CDs, the radio, food, even a friend. If you're a beginning driver, having just one passenger in your car doubles your chances of having a fatal crash. With 2 or more passengers, the risk is 5 times higher. Control distractions and avoid potential hazards. Learn more online at kdka.com.
Greenbrier Treatment Center is proud to announce the opening of our new detox facility. For 30 years, Greenbrier has made advancements in the fight against substance abuse, and our newest addition is significant. Our state-of-the-art facility is focused on a patient's comfort and safety as they begin their recovery journey. We are here 24 hours a day. Please call for a free confidential assessment. Greenbrier Treatment Center, restoring hope, recovering lives.
By popular demand, Toyota's taking over Black Friday with special pre-holiday SUV deals. For a limited time, lease a RAV for $219 a month, or buy with 1.9% APR, or take up to $2,000 total cash allowance. And every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Don't miss Toyota's Black Friday sales event going on now. Toyota, let's go places.
Downtown Pittsburgh is the place to be for Comcast Light Up Night, Friday, November 22nd. Market Square glows with a BNY Mellon Season of Lights and People's Gas Holiday Market. Head to EQT Plaza for the Jazzmaster stage featuring the music of Fred Rogers. Stop by Stanwich Street for the latest groove on the BNY Mellon New Music Stage. And pop over to Fort Duquesne Boulevard for the Comcast Main Stage, followed by the spectacular BNY Mellon Fireworks Finale, plus food trucks and free activities. Don't miss the biggest party of the year, Comcast Light Up Night. Go to downtownpittsburgh.com for details.
This is the KDKA Halftime Report.
Welcome to a special halftime edition of KDKA News. I'm Susan Copen. We will get you back out to the game in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look at some of today's top stories. A train has derailed in Hempfield, Westmoreland County. Several cars and dozens of containers are now off of the tracks. This is video from News Chopper 2. It shows that zigzag of the train. At least 20 Norfolk Southern cars went off the rails. A trench collapse caused one man's death. This happened this afternoon in North Strabane. The 43-year-old was working in the front yard of his house. He was trying to tap into a sewer line and dug a hole about 12 feet deep while inside a dirt wall collapsed. A relative says he did not have the safety equipment to protect him from the collapse. Officials spent hours trying to rescue him, but he died from his injuries. A bank robbery at PNC Bank at PNC Park on Federal Street. There was a heavy police presence. Following that robbery, no one was hurt. A retired priest has been convicted of sexually assaulting a 10-year-old boy in a church basement. A judge found Father Hugh Lang guilty. This happened almost 2 decades ago while Lang was pastor at St. Therese Church in Munhall. Father Lang will be sentenced in February. Day 5 of the capital murder trial against Rommel Holt has wrapped up. He is accused of shooting and killing New Kensington police officer Brian Shaw. Today, text messages allegedly sent between Holt's cousin, Marcel Mason, and Holt were released. A special agent with the FBI in Pittsburgh says the texts were found on a track phone found at a home in Hazelwood. Another phone was found at a home in Duquesne. Investigators say they matched a conversation between both phones. The trial will resume on Tuesday after Veterans Day. More trouble for the promoter behind this year's canceled Three Rivers Regatta. Derek Weber is facing DUI and open lewdness charges. Ross Township police say that Weber was seen urinating in the parking lot of the North Hills Village Mall. He later failed 3 sobriety tests. Weber is the head of Lionheart Event Group, which police are investigating in connection with the sudden cancellation of the regatta this summer. Pittsburgh's 100th annual Veterans Day Parade will take place tomorrow morning. The parade will step off at 10:30 at 10th Street and Liberty Avenue and march toward Point State Park. The start of the parade is just 1 block away from where a giant sinkhole swallowed a bus earlier last week. But work on the sinkhole is not expected to disrupt the parade. Pittsburgh's parade is the second oldest Veterans Day commemoration in the country. Now let's turn things over to Ray Petlin.
It's been a cold day, and the cold is generally going to continue, although it won't be quite as cold as we head into the weekend. And the winds are going to start to calm down. That'll cut off any leftover lake effect flurries that have been hanging around. Those are gone. High pressure is going to build in here, so that'll be chipping away at clouds as we head throughout your Saturday. So it gets a little brighter from what we start off with. So the clouds are going to be on and off through the course of tonight, and then into tomorrow, they're going to come back for the morning. You can see this. And then those clouds break up, and we get some sunshine back into the picture. Then as we head into Monday, this is where we see the next round of precipitation moving in. And Monday's precipitation looks a lot like what we had yesterday. Comes in as rain, comes in with those mild temperatures. Well, at least mild compared to what it's been like. And then we get the cold air coming in behind it. This is going to turn on the back edge for a little snow. And it's also going to allow those lake effect snow bands to start setting up yet once again. This is also leading to some very cold temperatures into next week. Now tonight, talking about cold. How about this? 20 degrees, partly cloudy skies, light and variable winds as we go throughout the course of the nighttime. Then get up to 42 degrees. We're going to see our skies turning mostly sunny, so clouds early on. Then more and more sunshine as we work through the day, and it won't be quite as cold, 42 degrees, but this is still 12 to 13 degrees colder than average. So this is still cool, just is going to feel a little better than the 30s we had today. And you can see 24 degrees still at 8 a.m. with those clouds. Clouds break up a little more around lunchtime, but still in the 30s. And then through the afternoon, we'll get more and more of that sunshine working in. We top off at 42 degrees. Next several days, we keep the milder but still cooler than average temperatures, especially as we go into the weekend. Both days are looking dry. It looks like Sunday will even start off above freezing and get those temperatures into the mid-40s. But heading into next week, that is where we're going to see possibly record-breaking cold temperatures moving into play. We're going to time those colder temperatures in along with the rain and snow that's expected early next week. Tonight on KDKA News at 11 o'clock. We hope to see you there.
Shell needs 600 workers to run its new plant, and Shell's workforce of the future is being trained right here.
Like me, I'm Sammy. A network of pumps, compressors, reactors, and extruders need to maintain high standards across 386 acres. I work so my assigned area performs safely and efficiently.
And me, I'm Warren. I oversee air, water, and waste programs in compliance with applicable requirements.
Be part of the workforce of the future. Go to ccbc.edu/careers.
Why Tri-State? Because Tri-State's got the biggest selection of workstations, quality name brand seating, and wooden laminate office furniture. Because our Morgantown showroom is now open. Because we're renovating our showroom to better serve you. Because we custom design furniture and deliver it to your door. Why Tri-State? Why would you go anywhere else? Visit one of our convenient showrooms or go to tristateofficefurniture.com.
To many, I'm a Hall of Fame football player, but I'm also a family man and a proud Pittsburgher. I'm also a United Healthcare Medicare Advantage member. As a running back, my teammates were there to protect me. As a United Healthcare member, I still have a strong team supporting me. Their award-winning customer service team and a strong network of doctors and hospitals give me peace of mind that I can get the care I need when and where I want it. Call today.
I love Gecko's Real Fruit Smoothies.
I'm loving these savings on gas. I signed up for Advantage Pay.
Advantage Pay?
Check it out. My Advantage card works like a debit card. And surprise, I save on every gallon.
How much?
Oh, at least 5 cents, but I've gotten up to 30.
30 cents a gallon?
Mm-hmm. Join Advantage Pay now and get those surprising savings, plus an extra 30 cents off every gallon for 60 days. That's savings on top of savings. Enroll in Advantage Pay for a bonus 30 cents off every gallon of gas at Gecko.
Welcome back to this halftime edition of KDK News. We'll get you back out to the second half at Pine Richland in just a few minutes. But first, the Steelers will once again be without a few starters for Sunday's game. And once again, one of those players is running back James Conner, who will miss his second straight game. Conner was out on the practice fields Wednesday with the team, did some work, individual work, but was unable to do anything the last 2 days. And the Steelers officially listed him as out for the Rams game on Sunday. Conner's dealing with a shoulder injury, and the Steelers have a short week after this Rams game on Sunday, playing Thursday just a couple days later in Cleveland. So Conner could be in jeopardy of missing that game as well. So that means Jalen Samuels will be the Steelers' go-to guy in the backfield again this Sunday. Samuels is one of the few healthy backs for the Steelers right now in this Sunday, but struggled running the ball last week against the Colts. That's something the Steelers have to figure out and have to figure out fast.
I mean, because it seemed like it's a different injury every week. So, it seemed like we got to put in a different plan every week. So, I mean, but, as long as we, go back to the basics and just do the things that we asked to do, we should be fine. But as long as we go out there, execute, run the right plays, and do what we got to do, everybody do their job, we will be right.
Well, the one big surprise, Juju Smith-Schuster showed up on the injury report today with a foot injury. Juju's listed as questionable for Sunday's game against Los Angeles. He was limited at practice today. I would bet he does play, though, in that game against the Rams. The Steelers can't afford to lose him now, even though he isn't having his best season and probably is a little frustrated, but he is saying it's team first. Meanwhile, Conner and Juju aren't the only impact players on the injury list. Ramon Foster will miss his second straight game, still suffering effects from a concussion. Foster tried to practice on Wednesday, but was unable to go the last 2 days, so there will be some changes up front right now. Matt Filer, who's been starting at right tackle, will move inside the left guard. Chuks Okorafor will take Filer's spot at tackle. Moving around on the offensive line is no big deal to Filer, who did it a lot last season.
I don't think so. I mean, they expect me or whoever to go out there and play whatever position they put them in and do well. And we hold everybody accountable and expect that out of anybody. Switching from right side to left side, just the footwork's a little bit different. And then I just got to flip everything that I know from the right side to the left side of my head.
Well, it's homecoming for Aaron Donald. The former Penn Hill star is back playing at Heinz Field for the first time since his Pitt days. I know he'll have a lot of friends and family in the seats for Sunday's game. Donald's looking forward to this weekend for sure, coming back home, going up against the team he grew up rooting for. The Steelers offense will no doubt have its eye on 99 the entire game, and Donald told us he will be ready.
My family going to be there, a lot of family.
enjoying it. You know, family just want to come and see and support, and you know, just see you go out there and do what you do. So it's going to be big, and just, you know, it's just going to enjoy it. You know, I feel like they don't have the record they want, but they still a good team. You know, I know they got a lot of great talent over there, from the offense side of the ball to the defense side of the ball, and you know, they got an offensive line that they've been playing with and gelling with for the last couple of years. That, you know, the same guys been playing with each other, so they communicate well and play good together. So just got to break down film on them guys, study them guys, and trying to go out there and perform.
Now to the Pens, just like the Steelers, they can't escape injuries to stars either. They're back home tomorrow night against Chicago, and again will be without Chris Letang, and it could be for a while. Head coach Mike Sullivan said Letang is week to week with a lower body injury. Letang was hurt in the third period during the Pens' 6-4 loss in Boston. He's third on the team with 12 points and was a big part of the Pens' power play. Well, that's it for us. Thanks for watching. We'll get you back out to the game at Pine Richland in just a few minutes. I hope you enjoy.
The 2019 Nissan Armada. Intelligence with an attitude. Get a low $427 per month lease on the 2019 Armada.
Businesses require fast, reliable network services, as well as the highest level of expert support 24/7. More than ever, your data network is a critical element of your operation, which is why DQE Communications is here to provide the dedicated support your business needs. With over 20 years experience, DQE's local team offers customized solutions for organizations of every size. DQE Communications at dqecom.com or call us at 1-866-GO-FIBER.
At TenderCare Learning Centers, our children learn at an amazing rate. Our parents will tell you that they see positive differences in their children every day. Our schools are where daily growth and a lifelong love of learning takes root and flourishes. Our expert teachers tenderly care for children and help them make new friends while they are busy learning and having fun. To learn more about TenderCare Learning Centers, visit our website at earlyeducationpros.org. TenderCare Learning Centers, your child, our care, their future.
At Universal Windows Direct, our designers and engineers have been dedicated to creating the most exclusive window in the industry. So exclusive that you'll know these aren't just any windows. They're Universal Windows Direct windows.
Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next window free and 0% financing for 36 months. Plus, get free installation. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Welcome back to Pine Richland Stadium for our game of the week here on Pittsburgh CW. At halftime right now, it's Pine Richland leading North Allegheny 21-7, and the bands have taken center stage. Right now, it's the Pine Richland band behind me. Welcome back. I'm Josh Taylor. We'll go around the area for other playoff scores in just a few moments. Pine Richland quarterback Cole Spencer has 2 touchdown passes in this game. He averages about 3.5 per game, both rushing and passing this season, but he's part of a long line of Pine Richland quarterbacks that have had success in recent years. KDKA's Rich Walsh talks about the legacy at QB at Pine Richland.
The Pine Richland Rams are in the midst of a long stretch that very few high school teams even dream of, having just 3 starting quarterbacks over a 9-year period. And those quarterbacks haven't been your average Joes. Ben DiNucci started from 2012 through 2014 and won a WPIAL championship his senior year before heading to Pitt. Phil Jurkovec then took over as a sophomore in 2015 as one of the most highly touted quarterbacks in the country. And like DiNucci, Jurkovec also led the Rams to a WPIAL title as a senior in 2017 and is now the heir apparent under center at Notre Dame. Which brings us to the current starter at Pine Richland, junior Cole Spencer. Spencer started as a sophomore last year, and although he lacks the recruiting pedigree of his predecessors, he one-upped them by winning a WPIAL championship in his first year. Pierre head coach Eric Kasparovich has overseen this long long period of success, and he clearly knows how to handle the transition.
The first year, that sophomore year, is always a little tentative, and is it going to be maybe take some lumps? But if you could surround that kid with some good players, and like you said, the program, if that's in place, then I think you can win. And Cole's done a great job last year. We didn't ask him to do much, whereas this year now we're giving him a lot, and he's really taken it and ran with it.
And to be more accurate, he's taken it and thrown for it. During the regular season, Spencer has averaged 249 yards passing per game.
More this year, and especially just me trusting my guys and trusting that they're going to go make a play for me. And just a lot with me and Coach Laymeyer, Coach Yoakum, just knowing who to key in on, who to look at. If they do something, what do I do? And it's just a lot easier knowing that just being a year older.
Yeah, last year's a sophomore, first year starting quarterback. He's a game manager. We had some good talent around him, especially on the offensive defensive line, so it was just more or less don't screw it up.
That 249-yard average per game is actually 1 yard more than Jurkovec averaged his senior year, which was news to Spencer.
That's sweet to hear. I didn't even know that. And obviously his senior year, he was a killer. We're passing a little bit more than they did their senior year. But that's cool to hear. I didn't really know that, but that's sweet.
His grounded attitude is one of the reasons why Spencer has had so much success over his first 2 seasons. And his teammates believe that rubs off on everyone around him.
Yeah, I think he has a great mindset. I mean, everyone makes mistakes on the field, and he's always patting us on the back, saying, keep going. We do the same for him anytime they make a mistake. And I think we just have a great team bond, which just really helps with the whole winning situation.
Despite the gaudy numbers and 27-3 overall record as a starter, Spencer does not see his future in football. He's actually a highly recruited wrestler, and he's somehow making both sports work.
I've been trying to get as much wrestling as I can, like weekends and stuff. Sometimes I go to some morning practices and then come here after practice. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be wrestling in college. Yeah, just if the height was there, then it might be a little different story. But every coach is like, oh, they see that, but then they're like, oh, there's like 5'10", 160, maybe. I'm like, so I don't know. It's fine. I love wrestling, and I know my future's there.
All right, thanks, Rich. Right now, we want to update you on some scores going on around the area as in 4 classifications we get closer to Heinz Field. Taking a look at the scoreboard here in 6A, Pittsburgh Central Catholic leading Mount Lebanon 24-7 at halftime. Going down to 5A, Peters Township, one of the teams that we saw a few weeks ago, they're leading Moon 27-0. Meanwhile, another team that we saw a few weeks back was Bethel Park. They had the lead over second seed Gateway in 5A, 10-7 in the third quarter. Also in the third, McKeesport leading Penn Hills 21-7, another highly seeded team in 5A. Sticking in 5A, Penn Trafford with a 17-7 lead over Upper St. Clair in the fourth quarter. Dropping down to 4A, South Fayette, just a 3-point lead over Bell Vernon at halftime. In 3A, Central Valley, 42-0 over Gary at halftime. Gary in the first half has not gained a single first down, something that we've heard. And in 3A, Aliquippa leading South Park 21-0. In the meantime, let's send it back up to Jared and Chris for the first half highlights.
Thanks, Josh. And man, was it an exciting first half, starting with North Allegheny's Ben Petschke, who fumbles on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, and that was really an awful fumble. They look like they're going to go in maybe on this opening drive and score a touchdown, only to have Pine Richland recover that fumble and then turn to their offensive scheme and put some points on the board.
Speaking of that, it's Day Johnson with his first touchdown grab of the game.
Yeah, a little skinny post right there off the turnover, and you can see Spencer and him have good rapport, easy throw and catch.
Petschke fumbles the snap, and it leads to another turnover for Pine Richland.
Yeah, they pounce on it defensively, and then you got Meckler he gets to the edge, makes a couple guys miss for the 41-yard touchdown run.
His first of 2 touchdown scores, but before Meckler's second score, a huge sack by Miguel Jackson.
And there's been pressure on Petschke all night. This defense has been blitzing. They've been setting the edge. They've been playing hard.
There's the touchdown pass to Meckler. Fantastic post play over the middle.
Yeah, great pattern. I mean, even a better throw. You get a post. You get Cole Spencer and deliver it over top the defender underneath and between the 2 defenders. And then you get Colella here in the corner of the end zone with a beautiful catch and a big play that they needed to have before the half to get some points on the board right over the top of his shoulder. Coming into your living room, Luke Colella with the big points.
And here's your halftime stats. Man, sort of leaning on Pine Richland right now in terms of yards, but look at that time of possession difference, 15:42 to 8:18.
Yeah, and one of the things for North Allegheny is they had good field position throughout the first half, just unable to come away with any real points other than that right before the half. So you see the penalties, though. That'll be something Eric Kasparovich, coach, he'll address 10 penalties for 75 yards for the Pine Richland Rams.
And not a good look trying to get back into a game, but fortunately for them, they're already in the lead, so those penalties don't exactly hurt them too badly.
Haven't hurt them, however, though, it's created a short field, I think, for that previous touchdown drive before the half for North Allegheny. They get backed up, unable to get a first down, create a short field, and they capitalized. But, Pine Richland's going to get the football here. And North Allegheny, if you're North Allegheny, you got to come out, you got to find a way to get a stop, and then obviously for Pine Richland, it's trying to put that pedal back to the metal and get the offense kind of stalled there late in the second quarter.
Squib kick to start this one out, and Pine Richland will pick it up off the turf. Moving down and into position was Jeremiah Hazley, who comes up with the return. Pine Richland already up 21-7 here in the third quarter. We'll be back on offense once again. We saw quick strikes for scores through the air. Also a nice running touchdown as well, as you just saw in the first half highlights. Really just motoring on all cylinders was that Pine Richland offense.
Yeah, they really were. They were clicking early and often. It was much like the first game that they played. They jumped out quick to a 14-point lead. And then, North Allegheny got back in it. But, this time it was just, very good offense. They're smothering defense, and that's where we ended up at halftime, that 21-7 score.
Cole Spencer shifts into a 5-wide receiver set, 3 to the near side. And instead of passing, he'll run it up the middle. He's tripped up at the 40-yard line. Cole Spencer looking to maybe pass, but instead uses his feet.
Yeah, that was a good design quarterback draw. You could tell right away they empty the backfield, empty set, and a little quarterback draw. Spencer comes in with 94 attempts for 264 yards, so he can run the football.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5, as Meckler will get the call this time. Bouncing around the right end and gets all the way to the 45-yard line before he's brought down.
I mean, that's about as an impressive 5-yard run as you were going to see. Meckler is bottled up in the backfield. He spin moves, makes the guy miss, and then plants his foot, gets north and south, and picks up the first down. That's as good as a 5-yard run you're going to see in high school football.
And a fresh set of downs for Meckler and the Rams. Sean Metcalf was trying to stop him in the backfield. Meckler elusive enough to get away from him. The give is to Meckler once again. Brought down right around midfield. Wow, what a great run once again. He's just going with a full head of steam.
Yeah, he runs through the first arm tackle there. You'll see him come running through, runs through the first arm tackle right there, and then Dinkins on the edge, strong enough to get an arm around him to slow him down. But you see the balance that he has and the strength Meckler has. Pick up that nice little 6 yards.
2nd down and 4, man in motion for Pine Richland. And it's going to be a quick toss out to Eli Yoakum. Just having no problem there. Moving the chains once more for Pine Richland.
Yeah, another little wrinkle right here. They fake the zone read. They motion Yoakum into the backfield, and then they run just basically a speed option on the outside. He gets to the pitch guy. He makes a solid pitch. Yoakum picks up the first down.
Put up by a host of Tigers, including Brady Lesko. Back to pass once again. It's a great quick pass. Breaking into open space is Seth Bolin, and he's going to get around defenders and get into the end zone for the Pine Richland touchdown. Early on in the third quarter, the Rams having no problem.
Boy, and what a great play. They got 4 receivers to the left. They got a single receiver to the right. They run a little quick wide receiver screen. They get the big men out in space, and they're able to get Seth Bolin the football quick. He gets behind those linemen, and then you see the speed and the cutback ability to get to the end zone. But what a great play call. What a timely play call by this Pine Richland offense, and they executed to perfection.
Great blocking downfield led to some open lanes for the senior Seth Bolin, standing at 6 foot, 180 pounds. Extra point is up and good for Pine Richland, who has a commanding 28-7 lead.
And offensively, they're just so dynamic because they make you, I said it earlier, you see the 5 plays, 65 yards, only 1 minute and 33 seconds, 44-yard TD reception by Bolin there. I mean, they're a quick strike team. We talked about the time of possession. When it comes to a team like this, it doesn't matter if they possess the football, from a time standpoint, because they're efficient with what they do offensively, and they put points on the board, but they just keep you off balance with their play calling. They run you, they hit you with a zone read, they hit you with an option, then they hit you with a wide receiver screen, and then a slip screen. Just really dynamic offensively, and it's always well executed. There's a lot of timing involved in what they do, and they run it to perfection.
Pine Richland's fans loving every second of this one. 10:20 to go in the third quarter. Giving it to their rivals right now, 28-7. North Allegheny looking for a response, and look who's back out onto the field. It's running back and really one of their best players, Precise Cologne. A man who went down in that first drive for the Tigers, had to leave the game, didn't return in the first half, but he's out here for half number 2 in desperate situation.
Yeah, I was curious to see if he was going to come back, and he's out here hoping to make a play for his team.
North Allegheny looking for a return after the short kick up over the 30-yard line. It's gathered up by Sean Metcalf.
When special teams, too, they have a weapon in their kicker. They're able to kick.
How about Cole Spencer, the wide, or rather quarterback for Pine Richland? His junior and senior year comparison, or rather sophomore and junior comparison. Look at that. 14 games in 2018, 57% on his passing, over 1,400 yards there, but how about doubling it to 2,400?
Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive what he does, and you can tell he has total command of what he's doing. He knows where the ball's supposed to go. He makes the correct reads. He gets rid of the ball very quickly, and he's got receivers, though, that he can throw the ball to, and he gets the protection up front. It's a complete operation. His statistics, though, are really, really good.
Petschke hands the ball off to Cologne on the first play from scrimmage in the second half for North Allegheny. Cologne battling his way up to the 35-yard line.
This is what I thought we would see a lot of, was Precise Cologne, but he went out with that injury in the first half. It's good to see him back, and they run that power over the left side there for a short gain. They'd like to get Cologne into the secondary, though, because he has game-breaking speed. If he can get into that secondary, it's been tough sledding for this offense, running the football between the tackles, though, tonight.
Luke Miller coming up with the stop for Pine Richland's defense. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. Petschke under center. Fake the handoff. Looking to pass once again. Down deep. Has his man. It's caught at the 40-yard line. Fantastic grab out of the air for North Allegheny's Luke Colella.
Yeah, a little switch route on the outside. They got 2 receivers at the top of the screen. They're going to switch positions. And to be honest with you, it's a good job by Petschke underthrowing the football, because Colella was never going to get deeper than the defensive back. So sometimes you, instead of running that go route and trying to get beyond the deepest guy, just turn around. Show the quarterback your numbers. He threw him open there by bringing him back to the football, and a big first down.
Giving some spark to this NA offense that had been dormant until the end of the first half. Trying to score once again. The give on the jet sweep is to Colella. He's tripped up, though. Not too far past the line of scrimmage. Luke Miller with the stop.
Yeah, Luke Miller, that linebacker, one of their leading tacklers coming into the game. 86 total tackles. Colella on the jet sweep. And Pine Richland has done a good job against this play, defending it all night. They've been able to string it out in their pursuit, and they're fast enough to get there to make the tackle for just short pickups the majority of the time this evening.
Just about 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. North Allegheny trying to respond after an early touchdown in the second half by Pine Richland. Down 28-7. Petschke will be under center. Cologne, the man in motion, and he will take the give. Trying to get it to the outside, but he's stopped once again. The Pine Richland defense up to the task.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this Pine Richland defense, their front 4 of King, Nowitzki, Miller, Jackson has been really good at getting off blocks, fighting through double teams, allowing those linebackers to run free and make plays all evening. Man, and their hustle, you can see it on them. They've been just hustling. They're hard to block. They get off blocks and just make plays. And that's a credit to their coaching. Their coaches obviously coach it hard, and they respond to that coaching.
3rd down and 8 for North Allegheny. Petschke will line up at the shotgun this time. Running back to his right. Rolling to his right. Petschke looking for a man. It's intercepted. Pine Richland with another turnover.
Man, what an interception by Levi Wentz. First year corner playing man-to-man coverage on Dinkins. Looks like Dinkins may have fell down. And Petke's trying to throw it, I think, beyond this receiver down to the next one. Comes up with the interception right there.
Another critical turnover, and Pine Richland will be back on offense when we come back here on Pittsburgh.
Welcome to Ion Technology. Today I'm talking to Bernie Mongilio, Senior Vice President at CGI. Welcome, Bernie.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about CGI.
CGI is a global company employing 400 people here in our Pittsburgh Innovation Center, serving clients as their local business and information technology partner.
What do you do at the Innovation Center?
Human-centered design is a special area of focus at the Innovation Center, which supports clients in creating a superior experience for their customers and employees.
What is human-centered design?
Through human-centered design, new solutions are developed with a deep understanding of the human problems they will solve.
How does that work?
We sit on the same side of the table with clients to help them discover what's next. We observe and interact with their customers and employees, then assemble a team to envision new business processes and products, explore ways to eliminate inefficiencies, and focus on not just implementing a digital technology, but on creating a compelling experience that truly matters to them.
Thank you, Bernie. For more information, visit CGI.com. Join the teen ambassadors from UPMC Children's Community Pediatrics for a brand new YouTube channel, Navigating Teen Life.
We take on topics important to teens, even the hard to talk about ones. Subscribe today.
At the Joseph A. Bank Veterans Day sale, save up to 60% off almost everything. Dress shirts and sports shirts, 4 for $125. All suits on sale starting at $199. Plus, save an extra 50% off clearance. It's the Veterans Day sale, only at Joseph A. Bank.
The WPIAL playoffs on Pittsburgh CW are brought to you by the Power of Bowser family of dealerships, a proud sponsor of high school football. Also by Dunkin', the official coffee and donuts of the WPIAL. The WPIAL runs on Dunkin'. And by CCAC, the Community College of Allegheny County. After another critical turnover, the Pine Richland offense marches back out onto the field. This time, an interception from corner Levi Wentz, the senior. It sets up Cole Spencer. The Pine Richland offense at the 31-yard line, of 1st and 10 with 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Spencer almost falling to the ground, will get the pass off. It's down on the near sideline and incomplete. Khalil Dinkins covering up Eli Yoakum, making sure he couldn't make that catch.
Yeah, Spencer got under some pressure. It looked like he slipped actually when he was dropping back right there, and then a little bit of pressure. Gets through that pressure and then throws up a kind of a prayer for his receiver, hoping to come down with it. But you mentioned Khalil Dinkins on the coverage out there on the outside. Incomplete pass. But again, you know, Pine Richland, turnovers. But here look at Cole Spencer, 9 of 13, 191, 3 touchdowns. He's well on to his average of 3.5 touchdowns a game.
He's in the shotgun once again. The give is to Meckler, finding a seam once more, up over the 40-yard line before he's brought down by Justice Gilden, the junior for North Allegheny. Of course, the son of former NFL Steeler defensive player Jason Gilden.
Yeah, good job. See, you got to tackle everybody when they run this zone read. Gets into the secondary and picks up that first down, though.
Meckler, 9 carries for 102 yards, trying to add to it once more here, but he stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage.
And in the backfield, they're going to drop him for a loss. Some penetration right there by this North Allegheny. Oh, bad snap as well, and Spencer just takes it. That's the smart thing. Get the football first and just try to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Lone play, so Spencer takes it himself instead. 6:40 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, we saw that in the first half again when North Allegheny, a bad snap turned into a turnover. Spencer that time just gets grasp of the football and makes it to live another day.
Another quick pass to the near sideline. It's Yoakum trying to get around a couple of defenders, and he finds himself down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they run that smoke screen to the outside as quick as they can. Spencer gets it out, and Yoakum trying to make something happen over a short gain right there.
So the 3rd down and 8. Cole Spencer, who's in the shotgun, has a man to his right. Spencer takes the snap. Hits Meckler at the 50-yard line. Loses the football, and it's going to be pounced on by North Allegheny. Big turnover at midfield, and the Tigers are cooking.
Boy, they needed to come away with a turnover. They'd been giving the ball away. They had a good play right here. They run the Meckler out of the backfield. They're going to pick up the first down easily. But North Allegheny knocks the football away. Get a turnover right near midfield. They need to do something with the football here because they can't keep giving the football away and give them this giveaway, takeaway with a good football team.
Ben Rohan, the junior, coming up huge. Not only forcing that fumble, but also falling on it, making sure that the Tigers would go back on offense.
Yeah, Ben Rohan's been the guy who's been filling in for Precise Cologne on the offensive side of the ball. Safety spot. He comes in with 35 tackles and a big turnover right there.
Rohan, his only turnover heading into this game is 1 interception, so that's his first forced and recovered fumble of the season. Cologne in motion. He'll take the ball off the handoff, trying to follow his blockers and find a seam upfield, but nothing going. So he gains about 1.
Yeah, they're trying to stretch the field, horizontally with Precise Cologne right here on this jet sweep and trying to get blockers out in front of them. But you can see Miguel Jackson gets a push that allows the rest of that defense to come up with no one to block those guys, and they're able to string it out and make the play on Precise Cologne.
Big Gabe Diolis, also Jack Turner and Ben Grafton there trying to block for Cologne, but he couldn't find an open hole. He's up 2nd and 8. They give him 2 yards on the carry. Petschke in the shotgun. He'll look to pass on 2nd down. Looking deep. Dinkins there. And he can't pull it in. Yes, he does. Never mind. He comes up with the catch. Khalil Dinkins.
Finally able to connect. They did it in the first quarter and had trouble since. But here you get Khalil Dinkins out on Levi Wentz. And this time Dinkins says, I have to make a play for my quarterback. And he comes down with that football in the double coverage. A big play for the North Allegheny Tigers.
38-yard reception for Khalil Dinkins, who's had a couple of big plays downfield tonight. Take a look at his stats. 3 receptions for 72 yards. Still looking to try to crack the score sheet, though. 5:04 to go in the 3rd. Petschke under center. The give is to Colella on the jet sweep. Trying to turn the corner on the near sideline. Gets over the 10-yard line and is pushed out of bounds. Josh Reschenberg and Luke Miller in the area.
Yeah, a little 3-yard pickup. They're going back to that jet sweep, and Colella's fast. We know that he can get to the edge. He's able to get around the corner and pick up some positive yards, but this is crucial for North Allegheny. They got to punch one in here in this 3rd quarter. They cannot squander away this opportunity.
So 2nd and 7 for the Tigers, who are driving after a big turnover at midfield. Petschke under center. Defensive line shifts for PR. Petschke keeping it himself up over the left tackle. He runs into a pile at about the 7-yard line.
Almost like a student body left with the quarterback. I mean, he's basically just reversing out and then just following 2 lead blockers over that left side. And Cologne and in the fullback there. Pine Richland, though, not fooled. Their style at the point of attack and bring him down for just a short gain.
Lining up in the backfield is Brady Lesko. Right next to Petschke, who's in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers spread to the right. On 3rd and 4. Petschke looking to the end zone, but can't find his man. It's Luke Colella is in the area in the far corner. He couldn't pull that one in.
Yeah, a little smash route or corner route, whatever you want to call it. They're trying to get Colella running towards that pylon and deliver the football and allow him to make a catch. But you can see that time Petschke just too strong of a throw. Ball lands outside of the end zone. Doesn't even give his receiver a chance.
2 for 3 on 4th down are the Tigers. Another opportunity here, trying to crack the end zone. Petschke lining up in the shotgun with a 4th and 4. Rohan to his left. Pressure. Petschke gets rid of it, but it bounces to the turf. As the linebacking core coming up huge once again. Reschenberg and Jeremiah Hesley providing the pressure.
Yeah.
Another big turnover, and the Tigers can't cash in. 28-7. We'll be back after this.
What do you get when you heat water to the boiling point?
Attention football fans, stay tuned for a major announcement.
Hey Morgantown, this is Major Harris here to let you know that my friends at Tri-State Office Furniture are now in town.
That's right, Major. The Tri-State's largest supplier of new and refurbished office furniture is now in Morgantown.
And you'll save up to 80% off the cost of new furniture.
Plus free layout and design with experienced movers.
Visit our showroom or go to TriStateOfficeExpress.com.
Tri-State Office Furniture Express.
Why go anywhere else?
My old windows were starting to deteriorate, and I had to do something quick.
The Pella representatives took care of everything. They measured and double measured and triple measured.
When I got home and saw these Pella windows, I thought I walked in somebody else's house. They were beautiful. Pella has completely transformed our home.
Don't wait. Treat yourself and your home to a whole new look and feel. For a limited time, get 55% off installation or 12 months, no payments, no interest. 855-77-PELLA or PellaPittsburgh.com.
What do you get when you heat water to the boiling point? Steam. But STEAM also stands for
Science, Technology, Engineering,
Art, and Math. At Williams, we believe this is the STEAM that will power the future for girls and boys in our region and across the country. And that's why Williams is the proud sponsor of Hometown High Q. We invite you to tune in to watch top local high school students compete on Hometown High Q Saturday mornings at 11 and 11:30 here on KDKA TV.
Welcome back to Pine Richland Stadium. The Rams up big right now in the third quarter, 28-7 over their bitter rival North Allegheny Tigers. Thank you for joining us here on Pittsburgh CW. Chris Snyder, Jared Barton in the booth. Tigers just gave up another costly turnover where they really should have probably put it in for 6.
Yeah, they really needed to. I mean, they're down 3 scores here, you know, and anytime you get deep in enemy territory, you've got to come away with points, and just unable to do that on that slip screen right there. The pressure got to Petschke, and he forced that pass, and they turned it over on downs.
Big shift for the receiving core, Pine Richland. Meanwhile, Meckler goes back into the backfield. Spencer with the quick slant. Pass to the near sideline, picked up by Bowman. And he's down as the ball did come loose, but they mark him down before the ball was fumbled.
Boy, and Pine Richland gives you so much to look at pre-snap. They got shifts, they got motions, and then amongst all that, you're trying to figure out what are they going to do, and then they slip the ball out really quick for a wide receiver slip screen and an easy first down.
Cole Spencer commanding this offense in this game. He's been very, very good. Close to perfect, really. No interceptions so far. 16 for 12 and 216 yards passing, also 3 scores. Another screen pass, this time to the far side of the field. It's Eli Yoakum battling his way towards the 30-yard line.
You get it out to Eli Yoakum. He had a big game and the first time they played. And get him involved in the offense here. You got receivers blocking on the outside. Yoakum picks his way. Almost lost a football right there. Better keep that thing tight to his body.
That's how they lost their last possession.
Yeah.
It's a fumble at midfield picked up by Ben Rohan. And in motion once again, low snap, and it's going to be taken by Cole Spencer, and he has more than enough for another first down for the Rams.
And one thing I like what he does is on a bad snap, if he gets control, he goes straight ahead. He's like, I'm just going to go try to get some yards, at least get back to the line of scrimmage, not create a negative play, turn something that should be negative into something positive. He does a great job at it. Boy, Spencer's been outstanding. 13-17, 225 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and those 13 completions are to a number of different guys. He gets everyone involved in the offense. Just a real field general out there and has total command of this offense.
As we mentioned, a catalyst, but not really known for his football play. More of a big-time wrestler, all-state wrestler for the Rams. Although he's quickly becoming a WPIAL football legend here at Pine.
Yeah, he's carried the torch very well, considering the guys that have played the position here.
With pitch to Meckler to the near sideline. Flag flies behind the play as Meckler tries to charge up towards the 45-yard line.
There's 2 flags on the play. You're going to get a holding, I think, out here in space. It's going to take Pine Richland back. So you're going to be behind the chains here on this after this first down, probably first and 20.
Holding.
Looking at
Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Let's take a look at the replay. Will Dinkins will be the one held on this play. Yep, right there.
He's trying to get off a block right there. And, yeah, you can see the jersey getting tugged, and a good call by the referees right there. Out in space, hard to do, especially a guy like Khalil Dinkins. And he's played a pretty solid game there on that outside linebacker position.
Seth Boland, the guilty party for the Rams. Meanwhile, 4 wide receiver spread. Man in motion is Eli Yoakum, so it's 2 to each side. Looking back to pass is Spencer. Instead, he'll tuck it and run and slide to the near sideline as he had nobody open.
Spencer decides to tuck it and run right there. He doesn't want to take a negative play again. I thought maybe he might throw the football away. But it's interesting, Pine Richland gets behind the chains. They're 1st and 20. Even if they get behind the chains, it doesn't feel like it's insurmountable for them to possibly pick up a first down or 4 downs with the way they run their offense and the efficiency with which they have here this evening.
Officially a 2-yard pickup, so 2nd and 18 for Pine Richland. Spencer checks his man out of the backfield. That's Caden Schweiger. So he'll look to pass. Pressure there, but he does get the ball away in time intended for his wide receiver Eli Yoakum, who was covered heavily. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, just started feeling some pressure off the edge. Tried to get it to Yoakum, but they were unable to connect. And the few times you see this offense not in rhythm, especially Cole Spencer, just so accurate with the football, but unable to connect right there with Yoakum.
Brings up a 3rd and 19 for Pine Richland. Still back in their own territory. Spencer will be the lone man in the backfield. We've seen plenty of motion out of his receivers, and you get one more. That'll be Meckler. Back to pass. Hits his man, Bolden, over the middle at the 40-yard line, and he's brought down. Gets them pretty close to the first down territory, 4 yards out.
Yeah, they go man. North Allegheny decides they're going to man up, bring some pressure. Bolden gets open. We're able to get him the football now. 4th and 7. Will Pine Richland go for it, or will they pooch punt?
Yeah, that is the question. They are known for doing the pooch punt with their quarterback, Spencer. We'll see as they go and get the call from the sideline. We're under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, so with 35 seconds on the play clock, really no rush for PR.
Yeah, that play clock was at 40 seconds for about 25 seconds. They were not running it.
Spencer gets a man to jump with the hard count. Flags fly. Defensive end on the far side, jumping on 4th and 4.
Oh, man, that is just a tough one to see.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, results, first down.
They did it earlier in the game, too. We saw in the first half that hard count and got them to got that defensive line to jump, and they do it again. And, man, they're 1st and 20, down the 4th and 4, and they pick up the first down. You can see Art Walker not happy after he sees his team jump off sides.
Yeah, the Tigers just a bit too eager there on 4th and 4. So now a 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line as the Rams' offensive drive continues. Spencer in the shotgun has a man behind him. It's Meckler. It's going to be the option, and the pitch is to Meckler. Gets away from one defender and blasts his way for another first down for Pine Richland. Great run up the far sideline. Just seconds to go here in the 3rd.
Yeah, they run the option to the boundary. I would like to see Cole Spencer, if he's going to, in the option, just attack the defender a little bit more to make that pitch a little bit easier and create some more separation.
And actually, they marked him short of the line to gain. So on 2nd down, the run from Meckler once again will fall right before the first down marker, and that ends our 3rd quarter. We'll be back after this with more high school football action. Pine Richland in the lead 28-7, and they're driving right now. We'll be back after this.
Make a Dunkin' run for a $2 pick-me-up and avoid the afternoon drag.
Should have got one for John.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
It's okay.
Come in for a $2 medium latte, cappuccino, or Americano from 2 to 6 p.m. America runs on Dunkin'.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Right now, buy one window, get one free at 0% financing for 36 months, plus free installation. Call or visit today for the last windows you'll ever need. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Friday with special pre-holiday deals. Choose a Highlander and get our low 1.9% APR financing. Or save big with $3,000 cash back. Or go rugged and check out a new 4Runner and get $1,250 cash back from Toyota. Plus, every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Don't miss Toyota's Black Friday sales event going on now. Toyota, let's go places.
At Tender Care Learning Centers, our children learn at an amazing rate. Our parents will tell you that they see positive differences in their children every day. Our schools are where daily growth and a lifelong love of learning takes root and flourishes. Our expert teachers tenderly care for children and help them make new friends while they are busy learning and having fun. To learn more about Tender Care Learning Centers, visit our website at earlyeducationpros.org. Tender Care Learning Centers, your child, our care, their future.
Try a $2 medium latte, cappuccino, or Americano from 2 to 6 p.m. The holidays run on Dunkin'.
Welcome back. 1 quarter to go in this 6A semifinal matchup. WPIAL football between the North Allegheny Tigers and Pine Ridgeland Rams. 28-7 Rams advantage here at home. They're moving right now. 3rd and short coming up. 3rd and 1 officially. Quick snap, and he's going to keep it himself. It's Cole Spencer. Once again, the elusive quarterback making plays happen with his feet.
Yeah, one of the few times you won't see them in the spread offense. They bring the jumbo package in right there and just tell Cole Spencer, get behind those big guys and let's pick up that first down.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. Spencer looking to the near sideline. Has a man, but it's in and out of his hands. Intended for Day Johnson.
And Day Johnson's the 6'2", 185-pound receiver. They got one-on-one coverage out there with Luke Colella. And Colella does a good job tracking the football, getting a hand in there, because it looked like Day Johnson had his hands on it. Good to play defensively by Luke Colella. There, get his hand up there, ripping that football away.
Yeah, last-ditch effort to make sure that Johnson wasn't going to come up with that pass. Meanwhile, a quick pass to Luke Miller. Dodges one defender and has some space up over the 30-yard line and down close to the 25 is Luke Miller moving the chains.
Yeah, quick little pass to Luke Miller. Makes a guy miss. Got a blocker, and he gets north and south. Easy pickup on the first down. The 6'2", 200-pounder. Getting his hands on the football here late in the 4th quarter.
Miller, the junior. Well, next play is pitch to Meckler, and he's going to find some room. And then far sideline, getting around a couple of defenders, turning his direction on field inside the 5-yard line. Luke Meckler making the offense run for Pine Ridgeland.
It looked like he was going to get tackled a number of times going to the far side of the field there, and you can see a couple cutbacks and some other things on the option there. Take a look at it right here. Gets to the outside. You can see the speed. Swims over. Luckily, the football didn't get knocked out.
Foul. Personal foul on the deep. That's half the distance to the goal. First down.
Yeah, he finishes the run right there. As you hear, there's a personal foul call on the defense. They're going to move the ball a little bit closer.
Yeah, it looked like Ben Rohan had his hands up around the horse collar area, so it's probably what the call is down on the field. As the ball is spotted at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for Pine Ridgeland. Trying to go up one more score. 10 seconds on the play clock. Spencer is in the shotgun. Man in motion is Schweiger. So he checks into the backfield. Down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Spencer takes the snap, but there is a pre-snap penalty that'll stop and negate any progress here.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It'll back him up 5, so it'll be 7 yards to the goal line.
Yeah, and that was going to be Cole Spencer running right there. This penalty, though, just kind of actually stretches the field for them. It really does. Gives them a little bit more room to operate the way they like to throw the football.
Haven't had any problems moving downfield, whether being short situations or long drives. And they usually move it pretty quickly no matter what. Cole Spencer takes the snap. Takes the handoff. It's a quick pass to Luke Miller, who finds the end zone for 6 more.
Great play call. Luke Miller's in the slot right there. They release the defensive line. The linemen get downfield on that wide receiver screen. Luke Miller, all he has to do is catch it and get north and south. He's got blockers in the convoy just to get to the end zone, and they run that play so well, and it's such a timely call, perfectly executed to extend this lead here in this fourth quarter.
And in terms of the screen situation, you've seen that plenty from Pine Ridgeland all night. It all starts with the blocking from the other wide receivers that are out there.
Yeah, their screen game is so good. They've got a number of ways that they can run it, and it seems like it's always going for positive yardage no matter what.
Extra point up and good for Pine Ridgeland. Aiden Dresmich has been perfect on those. We take a look at the scoring drive. 13 plays, 94 yards. This might actually be one of their longer drives of the game at 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Ended, of course, by that 7-yard touchdown grab from Luke Miller.
Yeah, without question, it is one of their longer drives probably of the year. 13 plays. As you mentioned, the time they take off. And it's interesting, whenever they get that lead and they get into the fourth quarter, they're allowed to, they start to take up more time off the clock.
Let's take a look at Pine Ridgeland. Rams on a run. Take a look at those results. Go back to 2017, a 16-0 perfect season, WPIL and PIAA titles, and they won the WPIAL last year, lost in the state finals for a nice 11-3 record. Can't complain with that. And then 9-1 here in this current season. Only one loss being to Central Catholic. It's really been a spectacular year for the Rams. And look at that total over the last 3 years, 36-4.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, you know, you talk about playing for a coach that he has a system. He knows how to recognize what guys do well. He fits them into the system. And when the big lights come on, it's never too big for these guys. They just go out and perform across the board.
And up 35-7, they could easily move this record to 37-4 and have a chance to potentially win 3 WPIAL championships in a row, which is just unheard of, especially in the higher classification.
Yeah, and they'll get a chance, I believe, at a rematch against Pittsburgh Central Catholic, who dominated Pine Ridgeland earlier in the year. You know, so I'm sure they'll be looking forward to that challenge, and it'll start with a good week of practice.
Yeah, last we checked in that matchup, it was just after halftime, and Central Catholic was up comfortably over Mount Lebanon. Of course, Mount Lebanon coached by Bob Palco, the longtime West Allegheny coach. Legend in his own here in the WPIAL. Blessed to have plenty of legendary coaches in the postseason. 2 of them on the sidelines here as well, as North Allegheny will start out with a run on their next possession. Wow. It's a loose ball picked up by Pine Ridgeland. It was in a dog pile. Let's see what happened as Precise Cologne was trying to drive upfield. And wow, it's a strip from Chance Boyd right out of his hands.
Yeah, we've seen Chance Boyd in coverage a lot tonight whenever they've been trying to throw the ball deep. He just runs up there and just rips the football out of Precise Cologne's hands. And another turnover for this North Allegheny offense.
Chance Boyd injured, a little roughed up on the play. But either way, his team's up 35-7. We'll be back right after this.
The 2019 Nissan Armada. Intelligence with an attitude. Get a low $427 per month lease on the 2019 Armada.
This cinnamon sugar pumpkin latte looks amazing.
Yeah, with this caramel drizzle, it's so good.
Yeah, I wish I were this creative. Oh, I'm not that creative. Thanks. Oh, wow. Did you just carve this?
I did, yeah. That is so cool. Did you make one for me? Oh. It got busy.
Treat yourself to a new cinnamon sugar pumpkin signature latte. It's all things pumpkin at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
What do I like about Westminster College? I like that we work together, in and out of class. I like that we actually do the things we learn. I like the support we get from faculty. I like that I'm a part of something real.
Greenbrier Treatment Center is proud to announce the opening of our new detox facility. Our state-of-the-art facility is focused on a patient's comfort and safety as they begin their recovery journey. Greenbrier Treatment Center, restoring hope, recovering lives.
10:05 left in the fourth quarter, a 35-7 advantage for Pine Richland, who just took away another big turnover from North Allegheny. We've seen it all night. This time it was the strip from Chance Boyd.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one thing. It's really coached nowadays. When you watch a lot of football, you see these guys, they're top. Once one first person gets there, wraps up the guy, and, you know, the next time you want to rip it out, you can see Luke Metzler right there, 12 rushes tonight, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, 11.2 average. Pretty solid night for Mr. Meckler.
Yeah, for sure. He's been a catalyst on this offense for Pine Richland. Spencer back to pass. Under a little bit of pressure, flags fly as he was trying to hit his intended target downfield in Eli Yoakum.
There's going to be probably a holding call. It looks like a holding.
Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
For Snyder on that penalty call.
Yeah, anytime you see that flag go into that area, guarantee is a holding call. That's one thing the Rams will have to clean up, though. I mean, obviously they play a solid game in all 3 phases, but there's some penalties tonight. There's a little bit of laundry on the field out here, and it hasn't hurt them, though, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to carry that over into a WPIAL championship, especially at the big stage at Heinz Field next Saturday. Quick screen pass to Yoakum, and he slips on the turf and falls over the 50-yard line. Yoakum, another big playmaker on this Pine Richland offense.
Yeah, he came in with 55 catches to start the night. He's added to that total. He's probably over 1,000 yards now and a big average of 17.6 and 13 touchdowns. Just another one of those weapons that, you know, sometimes, you know, the guys you think may have quiet nights and the other guys have bigger nights, but they just spread the wealth here so well.
Back to pass on 2nd and 21. Ball downfield. Wow, what a one-handed grab by Day Johnson, and he finds the end zone. Touchdown Rams. Flag at the end of the play, but what a snag by Day Johnson.
I thought there was no way that he was going to get this football. I thought it was way overthrown. One-handed, pulls it in. What a throw, what a catch, what execution. These are high school kids we're talking about. That's big time right there from these 2 players.
Johnson with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Touchdown is good. After the play, dead ball. A sportsmanlike conduct on Pine Richland. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
I mean, these are juniors we're talking about. These guys are coming back next year. It strikes fear in every coach that hears how many juniors this team has coming back.
Led by their juniors. Fantastic season so far for Pine Richland, and it continues. A great touchdown grab. Extra point up and good for the Rams. They extend their lead 42-7.
Wow, what a play. I mean, look at the protection inside. Spencer, like I said, I thought he overthrew Day Johnson right there, but he puts that left hand out there, snatches it in, and then it becomes a foot race to get to the end zone. Day Johnson is a junior, 6'2", 185 pounds. I mean, he's just scratching the surface. How many times have we seen 2 play scoring drives? Is that the third one?
This is the third one, maybe. Most likely be the third one. Yeah. A 49-yard touchdown reception to Johnson. Spencer, 18 for 24 for 313 yards and 5 touchdowns in this game.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just so many weapons out on the perimeter for Cole Spencer. And, I mean, he does such a tremendous job of just knowing where the ball is supposed to go. I can't stress that enough. And the type of offense that they run, sometimes there's some predetermined reads, but a lot of times he has to read the defense and what they're giving him, and he often finds it. And you can see the big plays that result of it.
Teams all smiles down on the near sideline. It's Pine Richland up 42-7. Still 9:15 left to go in this contest. North Allegheny without an answer really in this second half at all.
Now, North Allegheny really, I mean, they squandered some opportunities offensively. They had driven the ball deep into Pine Richland territory on a number of occasions, only to come away with nothing, return the football over. And when you're doing that against a good football team, eventually it's just going to catch up to you.
Short kickoff. It's going to be fielded by Ben Rohan. He's thrown to midfield to give the Tigers some decent starting field position on this offensive drive. But the question becomes, will they be able to get anything out of it? Because take a look at their total yards. Pretty lopsided.
Yeah, it is pretty lopsided. You get doubled up. I mean, rushing at 58 yards rushing, 150 passing for North Allegheny. Again, they had short fields. They could have put some points on the board. But again, it's just, Pine Richland just executes at such a high level. 446 total yards this evening. Very similar to the first meeting. Very, very similar results.
Running clock is in play now with 42-7 the score. All you have to be is up by 35 points after the second half to get that running clock to commence, and it is on as Precise Cologne takes the handoff over the left tackle on this first play offensively for the Tigers on this drive.
Yeah, happy to see that he's back in the game. I know he missed the majority of the first half after on a jet sweep. He went into halftime. Good to see him get back out there. He didn't have the impact I thought he would have. I thought he'd be a big impact player, one of our, our player to watch for North Allegheny. Just, didn't happen for him this evening.
3 wide receivers split for the Tigers. Cologne in the backfield with Petschke. He takes the give, has some room. Precise Cologne on the way to the 10-yard line. Fantastic run for Cologne. He's calling for the face mask. So I'm not sure if he's going to get it.
Yeah, and this is what I thought we would see a lot of. You can see they block well, gets him to the second level, makes a couple guys miss, gets inside on the 10-yard line. There is that face mask you can see, incidental.
Horse collar tackle on the defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
They'll take that either way.
Horse collar, face mask, whatever you want to say. Regardless, it's good to see Precise Cologne with a big play.
It's Cologne with his biggest play of the day. Denny was injured in that first drive. Didn't play at all in the first half after he was injured. Just a few plays into the contest, but North Allegheny was down, so he came back in the second half, and he lines up still to the left of Petschke, who's in the shotgun. The give is to Cologne. He's met by a host of Rams, pretty much right at the line of scrimmage.
Defense, that time, able to get Cologne to the ground. Just went the other way. Just too much penetration by this defense. Too deep into the backfield for Cologne to get on track on that play.
Coming up with the stop was Connor Manley of Pine Richland. Coming up second and goal with 6:50 to go in this contest. Petschke under center this time. The aired pass into the corner is brought in for the touchdown. Khalil Dinkins. Fantastic grab in the far corner to get 6 more on the board for the Tigers.
Yeah, fade pattern right there. You can see they get one-on-one coverage with Wentz. And Dinkins just able to win that battle for his quarterback and come away with that touchdown. A good job of execution by this quarterback and receiver.
Dinkins making things happen for North Allegheny. Second touchdown of the game. Of course, Luke Colella had the first back at the end of the second quarter. Brennan Prasad set up to kick the extra point, but do have a stoppage in play before the kick.
Jump on the edge there, trying to get a head start, trying to get that block.
Defense, half the distance to the goal, retry.
Move the ball up just about 1.5 yards. But Prasad try his second extra point, and never mind, they're not even going to... they're just going to decline it and retry. Prasad lining up, Petschke to hold. A little bit of a high snap, but it's brought in, and it's through. And get 42-14. If you remember, Chris, this was the score of the last meeting. See if that's any sign. We'll be back right after this.
Trauma can happen to anyone at any time. It's never planned. It's never expected.
It's falls, car crashes, gunshot wounds. At UPMC, we've built a world-class trauma system to get the right patient to the right hospital based on their injuries.
We have all of the expertise immediately available 24 hours a day.
When it's your family member who's in the helicopter, I can say you're in the best place.
To have a patient who is literally dying in front of your eyes and then have them walk out of the hospital, this is why we do what we do.
just how impressive are Pella's new Lifestyle Series windows. The new Lifestyle windows have options to meet your every need. Energy efficiency, control the amount of light in your home. Want to tune out the annoying outside sounds and distractions? We do that too. For a limited time, get 55% off installation or 12 months, no payments, no interest. Call 855-77-PELLA, PellaPittsburgh.com. From selection to installation and the best warranty on wood windows, Pella Lifestyle Series.
Businesses require fast, reliable network services, as well as the highest level of expert support 24/7. More than ever, your data network is a critical element of your operation, which is why DQE Communications is here to provide the dedicated support your business needs. With over 20 years experience, DQE's local team offers customized solutions for organizations of every size. DQE Communications at dqecom.com or call us at 1-866-GO-FIBER.
Welcome back. Pine Richland Stadium, a 42-14 advantage for the home team. The Rams having no problem here in the second half. Head coach Art Walker for North Allegheny weren't too satisfied coming into the second half, but they did manage to pull off a 4-play, 50-yard drive, 2-26. Shaved off the clock. It was that 5-yard touchdown reception to Khalil Dinkins. They to score.
Yeah, set up by that run by Cologne to get down inside the 10-yard line there with the penalty, and they're able to capitalize on that field position and get in the end zone.
Well, the kickoff fielded by the Rams. Out there to receive is Brooks Eastburn, seeing his first action for the game. He's brought down past the 30-yard line. They'll set up shop at 33. Once again, a 42-14 score. As we mentioned, was a running clock. And because we've reached the 35-point threshold, no matter how many points are scored in this game, it will be a running clock throughout the rest of it.
Yeah, it'll be a running clock. And now it becomes a question of, for Eric Kasparovich, when do you take your starters out? You got 6, you're under 6-minute mark. You're going to more than likely, win this football game, and you want to maybe get some of these guys rested and protect them for next week.
And Cole Spencer is still in at quarterback. The give is up the middle, and it stopped a host of Tiger defenders there. That give was to Tristan Taylor. Take a look at the oh-so-close North Allegheny, their semifinal results since 2017. Of course, back in 16, a 28-27 loss. Pine Richland, a 9-25 loss. And last year was Seneca Valley, who advanced to the WPIAL Championship, a 31-14 loss. So it looks like this is going to be 4 straight losses in a row in the semifinal round for 6A play for head coach Art Walker and the Tigers.
Yeah, it's tough. 4 times in a row you're going to come up short, but on the flip side of that, you got to have success to get to the semifinals, and he has that. He has a pretty consistent program.
Well, Tristan Taylor gets the fake handoff, and it's going to be a pass on the far sideline. No problem there for Rams receiver Charlie Mill coming up with the catch.
It looks like they're getting first action. Yeah, they're going to get some other guys into the football game a little bit and get them some semifinal action. It's always good to see. You got guys that come practice and give you the looks all week, and you never know. Sometimes they're just a play away from being in the football game. So anytime you have a chance to get them on the field, you get them out there.
And that's why I think from a fan's perspective, you don't want to see the backups come in. The excitement goes away from the game, but it's really a good learning platform, a great game action. You don't get those live reps during practice, and if you want your younger players who are the future of your program to see some time and be ready when their number is called or they become starters, this is where you get it. As Tristan Taylor will take the give. Cole Spencer, he's brought down pretty much right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, and the key to that is, too, what you were just talking about, is it's a program. That's how you build a program, by getting guys experience, getting guys on the field on Friday nights when the big lights are on against good competition, and he's able to do that week in, week out.
Under 3.5 minutes to go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
I didn't see that flag.
It was very late. Not sure exactly who it's on either.
It might be one of those frustration penalties. It's just now you're down, and you're trying to battle as much as you can. Sometimes you just get a little too aggressive, and then you see that flag come out.
Clock is rolling. 42-14 advantage for Pine Richland, who has the ball right now. Cole Spencer still in the game. Their junior starting quarterback, as we mentioned. He's a 2-year starter. He's really come into his own as the quarterback of this team, following the long lineage of Ben DiNucci and Phil Jerkovic. Meanwhile, it's a handoff and the give over the left tackle. Once again, Tristan Taylor with the rush.
Tristan Taylor, he's only a sophomore at 5'6", 140 pounds. Running back, defensive back, so he's going to get his number called a number of times. I can't see Spencer carrying the football. He's going to be handing it off.
Not only that, he is also their second kickoff returner behind Luke Meckler, a guy who saw some extensive play as a returner in that first initial matchup with North Allegheny just a couple of weeks ago. So Tristan Taylor already an integral part to this team as a key backup. And he lines up in the backfield once again with Cole Spencer. 2 wide receivers split to each side. Pressure coming, and it's a quick pass to the far sideline. Gathered in, moving upfield. No problem for Pine Richland. That's Alex Gotchkins coming up with the big play. A senior, listed as a tight end, but he was out more of like a split end on that play.
He's a sophomore, actually, 5'10", 147 pounds. So they got guys that are, the next wave of guys are getting some experience here tonight.
Good catch on your part, Chris.
It's hard to see those numbers sometimes, So but I caught it, number 88. Getting in the football game.
Spencer still in at quarterback, though. Taylor lining up behind him. Shotgun formation. We're down under a minute 15 to go. Spencer with the dart and a touchdown. Fantastic play. Wide open was Charlie Mill for 6 more points.
Well, another junior catches a touchdown pass, and that's just a blown coverage on the backside. You can see Spencer's got all day to throw the football, finds his open receiver, throws a strike right down the seam to number 18, Charlie Mill, the 6', 183-pound junior. In this offense, kind of surprised they've thrown the football this late in the game, but with Cole Spencer, I thought maybe they'd have someone else in there, but nonetheless, delivers a strike.
Especially with only a minute 10 left on the game clock, too. We'll just get out of here with a victory and make sure nobody's hurt. But it all pays off there. Extra point. Up and good. 49 points on the board for Pine Richland, who are just rolling in this one. They're getting ready to take on Central Catholic in what is going to be a very important and very, very competitive 6A championship game. Of course, if you go back to the schedule back on September 22nd or 7th, that was the only loss for Pine Richland on the season. It was a game against Central Catholic, 29-7 the final with that one.
Yeah, pretty lopsided, 29-7. So they'll be pretty geared up, and I'm sure they're going to be have a game plan that's going to show try to get back at Central Catholic. Look at the stats for Cole Spencer tonight. 21-27, 355 yards, 6 touchdowns. Let me just say this for people who don't know: 21-27. There are guys that can't complete 21-27 passes with routes on air. Routes on air is just receivers running around out in their shorts generally, making, when you're trying to get your timing and stuff like that. So for him to do that in a football game, man, you tip your cap to a guy that's playing that well.
For the statisticians back home, that's a 77% completion percentage.
That's unbelievable. It really is. I'm serious now when I say that about routes on air. People don't understand how good that really is.
Pine Richland back to kick. This time it's Tony Casio booting this one deep, getting some of those backup players into the contest as Precise Cologne will bring this one out with a head of speed up over the 30-yard line. Flags flying behind the play. See what this one is. Clock is rolling, though, with 55 seconds to go.
Yeah, and then the other side, you got North Allegheny, who's obviously, they're going to lose this football game. You got a senior like Ben Petschke. You got a senior like Precise Cologne, a senior like Luke Colella. They've been a part of these semifinals, where they've just couldn't seem to get past the last couple of years. And it's a shame because really good football players. They're going to finish with good records. We see
15-yard penalty.
As we see another personal foul call against North Allegheny, which their coach is not going to like. But you got the seniors over on that side of the, and you tip your cap to them because they've had a heck of a career at North Allegheny. Just the semifinals has just been the hiccup in their career, unable to get the Heinz Field.
Here's some scores from around the Wimpio here tonight. Some semifinals, some quarterfinals, depending on what classifications. As we said, Central Catholic with a big win over Mount Lebanon, 31-14. Peters Township taking care of Moon, 33-7. That is another rivalry match, as remember Moon.
Rematch, a rematch from earlier in the year.
Exactly. Moon had the best of them, and that affected conference standings during the regular season, but no problem for Peters as they are trying to push to the WPIL championship. Of course, since they're in 5A, they will have another round next week before they get to the championship game.
Yeah, and the 5A champion, Penn Hills, from last year, knocked off. They got knocked off tonight by the McKeesport Tigers.
Pass interference on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
With 18 seconds to go, pass interference is going to move the ball for NA. Out here in garbage time, Pine Richland Stadium. Statement victory for the Rams. Taking care of business 2 times in a row to North Allegheny. You remember, the Tigers, they come into this game, their only loss was to Pine Ridgeland in that final week of the regular season. And once again, it was a 42-14 final. But pretty crazy season as Pine Ridgeland will head back to the WPIL championship. They're looking for their 3rd consecutive championship in a row. We'll be back right after this.
This cinnamon sugar pumpkin latte looks amazing.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I wish I were this creative.
Oh, I'm not that creative.
Oh, wow. Did you just carve this?
I did, yeah.
Try our new signature latte. It's all things pumpkin at Dunkin'.
The 2019 Nissan Armada. Intelligence with an attitude. Get a low $427 per month lease on the 2019 Armada.
Every so often in Western PA, there are drugs that emerge which will kill you.
Not can.
Not might.
But will. These deadly batches of drugs cause users to OD on a fraction of their normal use.
Now is a critical time to get help.
I love Gecko's Real Fruit Smoothies.
I'm loving these savings on gas. I signed up for Advantage Pay.
Advantage Pay?
Check it out. My Advantage card works like a debit card. And surprise, I save on every gallon.
How much?
Oh, at least 5 cents, but I've gotten up to 30.
30 cents a gallon?
Mm-hmm. Join Advantage Pay now and get those surprising savings. Plus, an extra 30 cents off every gallon for 60 days. That's savings on top of savings. Enroll in Advantage Pay for a bonus 30 cents off every gallon of gas at Gecko.
What do I like about Westminster College? I like that we work together, in and out of class. I like that we actually do the things we learn. I like the support we get from faculty. I like that I'm a part of something real.
It's all things pumpkin at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Final score here for Pine Ridgeland, 49-14, as the Rams advance to their 3rd straight WPIL championship in 6A. They've won the last 2, and they're looking for a 3-peat. And man, if this game doesn't tell you anything, it was a pretty awesome victory as this high-powered offense and a defense that's gelling at the right time. They'll face Central Catholic in that WPIAL championship game at Heinz Field next Saturday, an 8 o'clock kickoff. Of course, that can be seen on the CW.
Yeah, I mean, look for that matchup. I mean, I look at that matchup, and earlier in the year, Central Catholic 29-7 kind of manhandled Pine Richland. Will it be different? We're going to find out next week as we take a trip around the scoreboard real quick. Penn Trafford, the number 1 seed in 5A, they win 31-7. Bell Vernon, out South Fayette, the returning champ from last year. Central Valley, no problems with Derry. Aliquippa, they'll get back to Heinz Field for their 14th consecutive year, 13th consecutive year. Regardless, it's unbelievable, but it's around the WPIAL. But Pine Richland, what a performance by Cole Spencer and his receiving core and running backs.
Take a look at our WPIAL final schedule. All the games televised on Pittsburgh CW starting on Saturday, November 16th. The 1, 3, 4, and 6A games starting at 11 a.m. Then out at Norwin High School for November 23rd's action for the 2A and 5A championships. So fantastic coverage coming your way here on Pittsburgh CW. To be on a couple of those games. Bob Pompiani, of course, KDK legend, will be on a couple of those games as well.
Yeah, we'll see some rematches. Central Catholic Pine Richland, Thomas Jefferson, Bell Vernon. So, and then you'll get down into the other classifications. But yeah, look, man, it's a great day of football next week. If you're a football lover, how can you not be looking forward to that?
No, it's definitely a great day of action from Heinz Field, and then Norwin, great facility for those 2 and 5A matchups as well. What a fantastic opportunity for Pine Richland to try to get a three-peat in the WPIAL championship. They take care of business here tonight. Final score, 49-14 over their rival, the North Allegheny Tigers. They will face Central Catholic in the 6A championship game for the WPIAL. That's coming up on Saturday, November 16th. It's game 4 of 4. And we can't wait to bring it to you here on Pittsburgh CW. Have a great night.
It's a game changer at Pool City. Create the perfect space for family fun with our guaranteed low prices on slate pool tables, game tables, shuffleboard, bars and bar stools, leather sectionals, and so much more. Only at Pool City.
Experience the power of Bowser. Visit Bowser's Chevrolet in Monroeville and Beaver Falls. Shop our huge selection of new and pre-owned cars. Save time and money. Put Bowser's Chevrolet to work for you. Get the best price on a new Chevy up front and guaranteed. Before you buy anywhere else, get to Bowser's Chevrolet in Monroeville and Beaver Falls.
Businesses require fast, reliable network services, as well as the highest level of expert support 24/7. More than ever, your data network is a critical element of your operation, which is why DQE Communications is here to provide the dedicated support your business needs. With over 20 years experience, DQE's local team offers customized solutions for organizations of every size. DQE Communications at dqecom.com or call us at 1-866-GO-FIBER.
Why Tri-State? Because Tri-State's got the biggest selection of workstations, quality name brand seating, and wooden laminate office furniture. Because our Morgantown showroom is now open. Because we're renovating our showroom to better serve you. Because we custom design furniture and deliver it to your door. Why Tri-State? Why would you go anywhere else? Visit one of our convenient showrooms or go to TriStateOfficeFurniture.com.
Come into Longhorn Steakhouse for steakhouse cuts. The mouth-watering New York strip, always popular Flo's Filet, and the limited time 14-ounce Delmonico. That's how steak is done. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Live from the KDKA Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is KDKA TV News at 10 on Pittsburgh CW.
Good evening. I'm Ken Rice. Thanks for joining us on the CW. Temperatures dropping again tonight. Some places already seeing wind chills in the teens. Meteorologist Ray Petlin joins us with an early look on just how cold it's going to get overnight and then hopefully better for the weekend.
Yeah, better for the weekend is part of it, but I think some places by the time we wake up early tomorrow morning will be seeing these temperatures down into the teens themselves. But with the light breezes we still have, we're still seeing those very cold temperatures. Now, the radar satellite shows there's really not a whole lot going on here. We've been breaking up those clouds. We're going to see those sort of on and off tonight, so we're going to call it a partly cloudy night. But look at the wind chills we have right now. It feels like 28 degrees in Pittsburgh. Those winds have lightened up, but it's still rather chilly. 20 is the wind chill in Latrobe. 18 is what it feels like in Franklin right now. Actual air temperatures, we're talking mid-20s, and in most cases, 24 Morgantown, 24 Butler, Franklin 2, and 28. Not much better here in Pittsburgh. So we have cold temperatures anywhere you look, and we're going to lose a few more by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. We're actually looking at temps down to about 20 degrees in Pittsburgh, so it will be a very cold start to your Saturday, but temperatures start to rebound nicely back to freezing, which is 32 by mid-morning, and then as we go throughout the day, I think our temperatures will be a little warmer than we've had the past couple, but it will be another frigid night. Those temperatures are coming up a little bit, but they're actually staying cooler than average, even though it will be warmer outside. But we're not done with the cold yet either. We have more rain, potentially more snow, and possibly record low temperatures in play for next week. I'm going to time all this in for you coming up.
All right, thank you, Ray. A man died when a trench collapsed this afternoon in Washington County. 49-year-old Richard St. John was working in his girlfriend's front yard on Brame Road in North Strabane Township. He was trying to tap into a sewer line, and he dug a hole about 12 feet deep. While he was in the hole, the walls collapsed. Rescuers spent hours trying to get him out, but were unable to save him. In Westmoreland County, more than a dozen rail cars jumped the tracks when two trains collided this afternoon. No one was hurt, but it's a mess, and it's going to take a long time to clean up, it appears. Shelby Cassesi joins us live from Hempfield now with the latest on the situation. Shelby.
Ken, thank you. Norfolk Southern remains on the scene this evening after two of their trains collided, forcing about 24 cars off the tracks. I'm going to step away here to show you some crews that remain on the scene. We can see a couple of vehicles with their lights on, and you can see where the one car is headed in that direction. That's where crews are headed and where they've been entering across Georgia Station Road to get a closer look at the wreckage. Chopper 2 flew over the shocking scene. Several train cars knocked off the tracks after a major collision.
About 25 to 30 cars with at least two trains causing the derailment.
One Norfolk Southern mixed freight train headed west from Altoona to Conway, Pennsylvania, hit the rear of another Norfolk Southern intermodal train.
No injuries at all. We were confirmed that with all the conductors.
County Hazmat was called to the scene, but only as a precaution.
No hazmat issues, no risk to the community.
It happened on a double mainline section of the track and blocked train traffic on both tracks. The cause of the collision has not been determined.
Norfolk Southern is on site, performing an investigation on what happened and really going for cleanup.
Now, another part of this investigation is the contents of those cars. Hempfield Township officials told us that most of the cars were empty. Now, this line is also a main artery for the train tracks in this area. We learned that an Amtrak train was scheduled to come through this area at about 7 o'clock tonight. That train was stopped in Altoona. The passengers got off there and then were bused to their destinations. Now, we talked to Amtrak tonight, and they said in terms of traveling tomorrow, they haven't determined if any of those services will be delayed or canceled. Reporting live from Hempfield Township, Shelby Cassesi, KDKA News.
Thanks, Shelby. A child fell out of the back of a school bus today. He landed on a busy road in Beaver County. Frightening for sure, but the boy does appear to be okay. Pam Serrano spoke with the parent of another child who was on that bus. Pam.
Yeah, absolutely terrifying. And this is the very busy intersection where that little boy reportedly fell out of the back end of the school bus and landed right here on the road. We're at Mill Street and Broadhead Road, a very busy intersection here. And the parent of a little girl that was on that bus says the bus was late. She called the bus company, and the dispatcher said there had been a medical emergency on the bus, and she and other parents came racing down here. Now, Aliquippa police say the bus was stopped here at Broadhead Road in Mill Street near the CVS pharmacy. Police say the child may have been leaning on the door and another child may have pulled the door lever. However, police say there are conflicting stories about what happened. The mom we spoke to has a second-grade girl that rides the bus to and from Aliquippa Elementary School. She says she's called the bus company and the school several times since her daughter has been in kindergarten about chaos on the bus. Her daughter described to her what happened today and what she saw when she came down here.
She was terrified. When I picked her up, she was bawling, as well as a bunch of other kids on the bus. She said that she saw the child laying on the concrete and then managed to get into the grass. Kids hanging out the windows, screaming out the windows, throwing things out the windows, cussing, banging on the windows, not sitting in their seats, jumping around, jumping over seats.
Now, the parent we spoke to says when she raced down here today, the ambulance was parked nearby at this Marathon gas station. And she says, amazingly, that little boy was able to walk away. He did suffer facial injuries, we are told. Now, the Aliquippa School Board meeting will be held on Wednesday night, and she and other parents plan on being here. They're asking for answers, and they're asking for help. We're live in Aliquippa tonight. Pam Serrano, KDKA News on Pittsburgh's CW.
Thanks, Pam. Someone robbed the PNC Bank at PNC Park late this afternoon. The bank is on Federal Street, right next to the 6th Street Bridge. We have yet to get any pictures or a description of the robber. New evidence today, day 5 of the Ramel Holt trial. Holt is charged with shooting and killing New Kensington police officer Brian Shaw. Today, prosecutors introduced text exchanges allegedly sent between Holt and his cousin, Marcel Mason. They allege that Holt told Mason that to throw away a pair of Holt's pants, get rid of his ID, and erase all of their texts. A retired priest has been convicted of sexually assaulting a 10-year-old boy in a church basement. A jury found Father Hugh Lang guilty. The assault happened almost 2 decades ago while Lang was pastor at St. Therese Parish in Munhall. Allegheny County Controller Chelsea Wagner will be back in Detroit next week for the start of her criminal trial. Wagner's charged with resisting or obstructing police in connection with an incident involving officers at a Detroit hotel last spring. In July, Wagner's husband, Kahari Mosley, was found not guilty of disorderly conduct. Wagner says video will prove that what happened when police came to her room.
Has always been a retaliatory story. The charges were filed after they received notice that we were suing them for the abhorrent treatment by the hotel and the mistakes made by the police.
Wagner accuses the officers of filing a false report. She's suing the Westin Hotel and Detroit police. More trouble for the promoter of this year's canceled Three Rivers Regatta. Derek Weber is facing DUI and open lewdness charges. Ross Township police say Weber was seen urinating in the parking lot of a shopping plaza on McKnight Road. They say he failed 3 sobriety tests. Weber's the head of Lionheart Event Group. The sudden cancellation of the regatta remains under investigation. Students in Pennsylvania are now required to learn how to protect themselves in the event of a school shooting, but not all students are taking part. As Paul Martino reports, some parents want their kids to skip the training.
ALICE is an acronym for Be Alert, Lock Down, Inform, Communicate, Evacuate. Sadly, it's become a necessary part of the curriculum. In the Pittsburgh Public Schools, they've been doing ALICE training for the past 4 years.
We have existing Columbine locks on all of our doors. All our teachers have been taught to use those locks.
Mass shootings at schools happen every school year now. Sadly, it's meant that students need instruction on how to survive. And it turns out some students have a difficult time handling the training, especially if they've had a family tragedy or were affected by the Tree of Life killings.
We do allow parents to opt out. We understand that there could be some circumstances that would affect the emotional health of some of our students.
This letter's been sent to parents in the Pittsburgh School District, giving the option for their kids to skip the ALICE training. For those who take the instruction, it's serious business.
They understand the world we live in today. I want to be prepared, you know, in the case of an emergency so they can secure their life.
Paul Martino, KDKA News.
The teachers union in the Stowe Rocks School District filed a grievance after at least 18 teachers have gotten hurt, breaking up fights between students just since August. Some teachers have even had to be hospitalized. The union president confronted the school board about the problem last night. Parents say the schools should be safer for everyone.
While in school, have the opportunity to be able to learn like their counterparts, and the teachers should be able to have the opportunity to be able to teach in a safe environment.
Last night, the school board told teachers to be patient and said they are not being ignored. Newly released testimony in the impeachment inquiry reveals more about the role the White House acting chief of staff Mick Mulvaney had in discussions about Ukraine. And lawyers for former National Security Advisor John Bolton say there's more information on White House meetings that he could share. Bofta Yamam has more from Capitol Hill.
President Trump denounced the impeachment inquiry again Friday, while House Democrats prepare for next week's televised open hearings.
Well, they shouldn't be having public hearings. This is a hoax. This is just like the Russian witch hunt. This is just a continuation.
As he left the White House for Georgia, the president maintained that his July phone call with the leader of Ukraine, where he brought up investigations of the 2016 election and Joe Biden, was perfect. Here on Capitol Hill, newly released transcripts from two key witnesses suggest the president's acting chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, helped establish the terms of a possible quid pro quo. Fiona Hill, the former White House senior Russia director, told lawmakers Mulvaney's name came up at a July meeting. She said U.S. Ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, was talking about how he had an agreement with Chief of Staff Mulvaney for a presidential meeting with the Ukrainians if they were going to go forward with investigations. White House Ukraine Director Alex Vindman was at the meeting and said he heard the same thing, that the Ukrainians would have to deliver an investigation into the Bidens. It was explicit. There was no ambiguity.
I never said there was a quid pro quo, because there isn't.
Mulvaney, who ignored a subpoena to testify Friday, has downplayed his role. And in a court filing, lawyers for former National Security Advisor John Bolton say he has more he can share with Congress if a federal judge clears the way. Bolton, they write, had many relevant meetings and conversations that have not yet been discussed in the testimonies thus far. Bofta Yamam, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
What's been called a breakthrough in the investigation into vaping-related deaths coming up. Plus, the microplastics in our environment, how dangerous researchers think they could be. Plus, a real-life Batmobile, where it was built, and what its owner is going to use it for.
Medicare annual enrollment is from October 15th to December 7th. Now's the time to make sure you're getting the most out of your Medicare coverage. United Healthcare offers benefits you might not expect, including comprehensive dental and vision coverage, including an eyewear credit. Plus, most generic drugs are $0 at your local pharmacy and through the mail, and you pay nothing to see your primary care doctor. Get more for your Medicare dollar with United Healthcare. Call 1-855-833-5054.
At Eaton Park, no two smiles are the same. Here's the fresh-baked chicken bruschetta smile. The fan favorite after the game Super Burger smile. And the never-ending salad bar smile. This deal will put a big smile on your face, too. Pick one of 5 dinners, plus the soup, salad, and fruit bar for only $11.99. We have a smile for everyone at Eaton Park.
Twin Windows, customer satisfaction is a beautiful thing. Employee-owned, Pittsburgh-made, for 47 years.
He's using methods of capital punishment to kill his victims. Batwoman, new
series, Sunday at 8, 7 Central, only on the CW.
Nancy.